if I do.
Covino and Rich.
Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
You heard all about it on the radio.
Whoa!
Yeah!
Holy mother nugget! And holy mother meatball!
I'm the smartest man alive! You're so ridiculous. What? You're such a fool. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go!
Oi, 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 oi.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
When this
back to you.
coffee hits, bro. When that coffee hits.
Oi, oi, oi.
Taco Tuesday. Covino Rich and hey, Spot, welcome back
Hey,
to the
buddy.
show. What's going on? I know. Spot was on his lamecation. His lamecation all Spot's ever wanted. Spotty's getaway. Anyway, welcome to the show. Sports Entertainment Life. Happy belated. Rosh Hashanah was yesterday, right?
Yeah?
Rosh Hashanah, as they say. Anyway, hope you enjoyed your Labor Day weekend, your day off. We were live yesterday. Guess what? We're live today, and we be rocking out. Let's go! Rocking out on a Taco Tuesday. That's the whole thing. What? Taco Tuesday? Oh, I don't know.
No, I wonder, like,
It has to be. We have shirts.
is
Well-
it forever a thing now?
You don't know how Mexicans wake up when they realize it's a Taco Tuesday? Spot, pull up that picture I sent you. It's when that first taco hits. It's like when that morning coffee hits. When that first taco hits, it's a good feeling. Not only just for every gringo loco out there, but for the Vatos locos especially. When that first taco hits, it's like Dios mío. Yeah.
Oh.
When you wake up and you realize it's a Taco Tuesday, because then you don't have eater's remorse. Because every day can't be a taco day, but for Mexicans it is.
That's you.
Yeah, that is me. That was me in 2009.
No, this looks like you, bro.
2009.
Yo, this guy looks like Covino.
I mean, I get that constantly. Not about this guy. Not about this guy. I'm saying just every day.
Anyone like Brown.
And I'm just
Yo,
so
it's
confused by
Covino.
it. I'm so confused by it because I don't want to be rude and be like, oh, okay. Good one, bro. I don't want to be like dismissive, but it's like, I don't see it.
No,
All right, whatever.
There's nothing about you that looks like 90% of the Hispanic people
But
that are pointed out.
I don't know if that's the joke. Like, let's just get under his skin, or do people really think that?
I mean, there's
I
a
don't
few
know.
that you
Yeah.
deny, though. Like,
Yeah,
sometimes
some.
someone will send a picture of, like, look at this guy. And it's like, yeah, it's an ugly Covino. There's some characteristic. Maybe it's the brow or something.
You're going to bring this up. I got to try to find the classic photo of how was it not me? You remember that picture of that guy that looked exactly like me, but it wasn't me?
The makeup artist that was.
No.
Oh, I know. He was like, I know who it is. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know
Yeah,
if I
yeah,
could
I
ever
know.
find that. And of course, I'll never be able to find it when I want to find it. That's just how life works. But I do have the picture of me as a kid, as a baby, when I'm naked.
Oh, my God.
I'm suing my parents as we speak because I feel exploited.
That
And I'm
is
suing Nirvana.
absurd
Baby.
how old you were being held naked.
Yeah. I didn't ask for that. No,
Cover your caca pee-pee.
No,
Come on.
No way,
Come on,
Pinchy
bro.
Cata
Come on,
Pee-Pee.
bro.
No way, bro. No way.
Come on.
Not doing it, man.
Pinchy cara pipi.
Not happening. Anyway, thank you guys. Welcome to the show. Sports Entertainment Life. Hope you had a nice day off yesterday. Hope you enjoyed our live show. We were live yesterday. I don't know if you watched it, if you saw it, but we were live. Catch it on our Patreon. Hope you had a nice extended weekend. Back to the old grindstone. Here we are. Here we do.
Did you say grindstone?
Yeah, I don't
Do
know
you
what that means.
think the Jewish community is upset that they had to waste a day because it was Labor Day? Like they didn't get an extra vacation day?
That's what confused me. I'm like, couldn't they reschedule it?
I didn't even realize yesterday was Rosh Hashanah
It was Labor Day.
because of
That means you blocked all your Jewish friends.
Yeah, I
Just
was
saying.
like, I don't know. I must not have bumped into any Jewish friends on social media yesterday.
Well, what's up after show but later? What's up, Andrew Hart?
I'm reading the feedback.
What's up,
Last
Cubs
week,
fan?
let's see, On's Jeep was on vacation. Caught up on a month and a half of our shows. Imagine binging us.
No.
We must be so annoying if you binged us for
I know
days at a
there's
time.
a lot of people that listen at their own pace, not every day, and they catch up. People that you assume listen every day, like, no, I'm like a week behind. Just how it is. People have lives and they're busy and it's all good.
After show saying, would AirPods have a delay? Because those wires bother me. I don't know. I sort of like I rock the one headphone just so I could hear what's going on. The other one,
maybe yours.
Thank
because
you.
you rock them like that.
I think yours are more distracting because
I offered
They're
to
like,
set you guys up with I was looking into it, some sort of receiver or transmitter that would allow you to connect both your AirPods. And you said no.
You really think mine's more distracting than yours fucking dangling like there or your white wire?
His blends in with his shirt.
Yeah. How is mine more distracting?
No,
than
like
yours?
mine sort of blends in with my shirt today, and I look this way, so
That
nothing's
blends
going.
in with nothing. What are you talking about?
If you look right now and say, "What's more distracting?"
Yours.
Stand still.
It's fucking dangling like Mario Wrangle the Dangle. You might as well have Mario fucking dangling from your shirt.
You should dress it like an IFB. You should dress the wire like kind of behind you.
Which
Both
is
of
how
you should.
mine
Both
go.
of you should.
Mine go
You got a
behind
wire
my-
down the center of your chest.
But mine go behind my ear, see?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. The whole point of that is so that it.
Doesn't matter. These are custom fit professional fucking headphones.
That
Those
doesn't
are
mean they look good.
doo-doo fucking freebies that you got at Quick Check.
Those are custom fit.
They're like this custom fit. See what I mean? They're different. They're not
You made
like
it seem like
molded
they
to
had a
my
mold
ear.
of you.
Yeah, I got those too.
They're custom fit. You just put
Those
the
you should
adapter
wear.
that
It's the
fits
Same
your
brand.
ear.
I have those. Well, anyway, welcome to the show. Who gives
You
a
ever
fuck?
use them?
I mean, I don't know how this dangling thing in his armpit isn't more distracting than what I'm rocking.
Yeah, you should
But-
put it behind you.
Yeah,
Put it behind you.
I don't know what he's talking
See how it
about.
looks behind you.
But as far as AirPods, we have them. I love
That's
them. They're
better.
great. I
That
just
actually looks better.
prefer regular headphones. So welcome Raymond. Welcome Lisa. Franz, good to see you. Good morning. Thank you, Elisa.
The weight's gonna
Appreciate
pull
you.
down, just let you
As
know.
I rock my Pee Wee Herman mug today. Feeling great about it.
Yeah, the weight's going to pull that down.
Welcome to our new studio. Welcome to our show. Let's go. All right. So yesterday, I was about to write a poem of rage, and I decided I'm over it. I'm off it. I don't really care anymore. I didn't care enough.
Take it to the sauna. When was the last time you raged in your sauna?
Well, because my rage is more of like sadness. Like, who wants to hear me fucking be sad? So I haven't had much rage. It's starting to build. So I don't want to fake the rage. I can't force and fake the rage. It's coming. Behind the Velvet Rope coming soon. But the Yankees, man, they're just terrible. They won 13 straight. Just imagine this roller coaster. 13 straight. And this is the emotional roller coaster I'm on. I look to them for joy. 13 straight wins. Yes, they got me believing.
Yeah.
Then they lose 4 in a row. And you're like, oh, right? Then they lose they win like 1 or 2 after that.
Yeah.
They lose a series to Baltimore.
The
You're like,
worst
oh,
team.
Yeah, division game. And then they played their Blue Jays yesterday and they lose 8-0. It's like, you guys are the worst. You just teased me. It's like the movie Awakenings. When you think Robert De Niro he's back, and he's Robert De Niro again in the movie, and then like he falls back into his like miserable, vegetable of a self.
Good movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. But I thought the Yankees, they woke up and they're back and here they are. And nope, they suck. Suck on these.
Yeah.
And how do I recover from that disappointment?
Bachelor in Paradise.
I mope around for a while. I stare at my socks as I mope around the kitchen. And then I watch Bachelor in Paradise.
Let me
That
tell you
shit was
something.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I saw something I never saw.
I'm sort of disappointed because I can't get into it.
Disappointed.
And I think it might be because I'm not maybe versed on the characters in the show. Last night, I said, Sarah, what do you want to watch? Because I watched the 9/11 docuseries that's on Netflix.
Yeah. Is that any good?
Is that good?
I mean, how do you call that good? Yeah, yes, it's good. Because everything I'm going to describe just sounds awful. Like the footage is stuff you might not have seen. It's
so
terribly sad. It's insight. And looking
new
back
footage?
That's what
thought we've seen it all.
That's the thing. I like they do obviously every year. This is the 20th, which is a big
By the way, it's 9/11
milestone.
on the dot as we speak on the West Coast.
Creepy.
9/11.
This is obviously a milestone, 20 years. But I feel like over the years, every year they do those specials. I feel like I've seen it all. I've seen every angle. I've heard from like the building engineer. I've heard from everyone.
I'm with you, dude. I feel like I've seen every video. Every year I sort of do a little mental tribute where I'm like, I want to watch this to remember. I want to watch this to...
Don't harp too much, though, because we're going to talk about it by the end of the week.
Yeah, no, but
we always fall into that.
docuseries is trending on
Friday?
Netflix. It's trending on Netflix, and I was like, you know what? I get sucked into them because I want to learn more about it, and like it's like a morbid part of me like is so interested in what led up to it. Spot, they do a lot of what led up to it that we ignored, right? It's not like they're like, September 9th, September 10th. They go back, they're like, well, in the 80s, this happened. And then Russia,
it starts with like 1980 something, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's like Russia when they invaded Afghanistan and then pulled out, and what the Taliban then thought the U.S.'s stance was, and it's like, well, the U.S., you're just like Russia. And then, I don't know, the thing spot that you sort of know, but you're reminded of how...
Well, yeah, because it didn't just... They weren't just like, death to America out of nowhere.
It wasn't like, hey, in September of 2001, hey, we're going to fuck up America. There's so much... You know how on the food that made America, Covino, this is a terrible comparison, but...
Horrible.
Similar visual cinematography would be the word. You know how like they'll be like, well, the Mars bar, well, first of all, we're going to have to go back. And they do that little back to like 1800.
Yeah.
They were that. They're like, well, it may have happened in 01, but let's go back. And the little timeline goes to like the 80s. And it's like, the Taliban was first not a terrible group. They were just trying to create order, but then they got bad. Like they were like good guys that turned bad guys.
Fuck those guys.
No, but...
In every generation.
No, but I'm saying...
Sorry. Not sorry.
Agreed. But I'm saying, like, I'm just telling you the story.
I know. I don't. It's all
so
good.
You start to learn the history more, and it sort of makes you wonder if the FBI and CIA had worked together, would it have been obvious that these hijackers were taking flight lessons and they were all on like these lists of bad people, yet they were not flagged that they were taking flight lessons?
No
and
one
stuff?
compared notes. We knew that, though.
No, but they
dive into that.
They dive into stuff that you.
I know it
never
starts
know.
in the 80s.
So they go over the failures of the United States government.
Yeah, Mike brings up a good point. It's not necessarily about 9/11, but the situation overseas that led up to it.
Yeah.
And Russia and Afghanistan and that whole situation when we were kids that you probably didn't know much about, because I really didn't know. How much do you know? No, I watched like 3 or 4 of them. Are there more than 4? There's 7?
I don't know. I thought you said there were 7.
Oh, no, I think
I
there's
remember
4.
looking at it and thinking, am I ready to invest in this?
But yeah, I mean, just to sum it up, it's terribly depressing, but also super informative and so many things that you might not have known. Like I said, how much does Steve Covino know about Afghanistan and Russia in the 80s?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, so to know why things happened, it was sort of refreshing, a refresher course of, oh, that's right, historically, here's what happened.
That's the way a childhood should be. I feel strongly about that.
Naive?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Like,
do.
you know what
think
I
kids
know-
way too much, and they flood their little child minds with
You know
way
what I
too
know
much.
about Ronald Reagan? He used to be an actor and he loved jelly beans. That's all I need to know.
The actor?
That's all I need to know about Ronald Reagan and his policies and what he did in the 80s.
You know,
I mean, we probably should have learned a little more, no?
not as a kid.
We never learned
Let
from
me be
our
a kid.
mistakes.
I don't want to fucking learn all the shit that these kids are forced to learn. You know, they learn way too much too soon. It's like, let them be kids. That's how I feel about it.
They just show a lot of,
I think it's information that we should know now. So if you learn something, then cool, I'm down. I was gonna watch, but I know it's a heavy sort of subject matter. Like if I'm gonna be sad, I'll be sad watching Bob Ross or Val Kilmer and things like that. The 9/11 thing is like, oh
yeah, no, that's
real.
why
It's too real.
yeah, it's like,
it was, no,
it's too
it's real, and it still hurts my feelings and heart when I see they'll be like, and here's some audio, and it's like, yeah, I'm stuck on the 103rd floor, and I'm like, oh, that person's dead now.
There's
like,
whole.
it's miserable.
If you really want to like ruin your day, go on YouTube and for those compilations. There's compilations of people making those or those voicemails
Or like
the last phone calls,
or like the audio from the cockpit, like, we have the plane and do not do anything. We will, if you try to act, there'll be trouble.
And obviously it was 01, so people weren't as connected as they are now.
Well, 03 camera phones came out. I looked this up because
Right.
I'm like, 03, everyone had a camera on their phone. Imagine how morbid it would have been if everyone had a camera phone in 01.
when did we get past Snake? That's what I want to know.
Probably
Did you
around
look
then.
that up?
No, because we had camera phones on those
Look that
Nokias.
up.
But how do you,
I feel like we went from Snake to like Snake was no more.
how do you think the people feel that miss that call and then hear the voicemail and they're like,
Yeah, the one guy like,
Right.
hey, it's me. I'm on the plane. Yeah, it's misery. So the only reason I bring it up is because it's trending. It's the week of 9/11.
Phones on planes. When did that
20-year
go away?
anniversary, which is crazy. Yeah, Michael, we gave Afghanistan weapons to fight the Russians. So at one point we were protecting Afghanistan from a Russian invasion. And then, fast forward, a couple policies changed, and all of a sudden the people that are starting to run Afghanistan are like, wait a minute, America's no better than Russia. And that started the hatred of Western America, Western culture. You got to watch it only for the
History.
educational value, I think.
History.
Jeez Louise, fire me down. Sorry,
Yeah,
Andrew.
you really are.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah,
All right,
I
dude,
was-
it's
I-
not your
I-
fault. It's just we approach this time of the year and this conversation always comes up. One of our buddies who listens to the show and hits us up all the time, Anchor,
yeah.
he's like, yo, are you guys going to talk about where you were? I'm like, you mean like we do every year? I'm like, I thought you listened to the show, for years. There's not a year that goes by that we could avoid this conversation.
Yeah.
You know, where we were, how
was
it
in college.
affected us. I mean, we talked about it every year so far. And it always comes up, and I'm not complaining. Everybody probably has the same moment, and they reflect, and
And then
it's
I
just
think-
part of our
and-
life as a result of what happened.
And then you think
And it's a downer.
there was an article I read about 9/11 because you go down these wormholes, as Spot said, where you just start looking up stuff, reading stuff, and all the
Aren't they
coincidental.
rabbit holes?
What did I say? Wormholes? Rabbit holes? Maybe? Yeah, same thing. A hole. Go down a hole. And it's always those.
He's had hole.
Prairie dog holes.
Yeah, like go down my bunghole.
It's always those stories of
So much.
people that survived or died based on coincidence. And then you start to think, like, well, what does it all mean then? Like, there was a guy, I had never heard this one. I feel like you had heard every story. Like the person that missed the train, the person that had to get his eyeglasses fixed so he was 10 minutes late for work. Or there was a story of a guy who used to wear ties, but they were all artist ties. Like, Spot, name some famous artists.
Bob Ross,
Pablo Picasso.
Picasso, Bob Ross.
Prince.
Uh,
Pick your own asso.
El Greco.
So the guy always wore some
Van
like
Gogh.
Leonardo da Vinci.
his whole gimmick.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
His whole goal was to always wear some type of like, hey, look at my tie. It has some like artistic meaning.
Yeah.
So one of his colleagues, they were having a meeting.
Vincent van Gogh.
They were having a meeting at the Windows of the World, which was the restaurant at the top of the World Trade Center. One of his colleagues
Botticelli.
before the meeting was like, hey, John, I got you a tie when I was on vacation. Oh, you were on vacation? You got me a tie? Oh, it has like Picasso paintings on it. You know what? I'm going to wear it at this luncheon. And his coworker goes, it's like a red tie. You're wearing a green shirt. Go change your shirt. The guy goes down to his hotel room to change his shirt because the tie didn't match. And that's when the plane hit.
Shut up.
It's like stories like that make me think, like, how does that person live on and not think of that every fucking moment? Like,
Just
the tie, changing my shirt.
coincidence. It's just luck.
Like,
It's just
I heard a story where all these
Destiny.
people that were leaving an office building, anyone that went left lived, anyone that went right died. And it was a matter of
I would have died.
no, but it was
I
a
always
matter
go the wrong way.
But no, it was a matter
Yeah,
of
fair.
who you were following, right? Like who, like there were two teams of people like, we're gonna try it this way. All right, we're gonna try it this way.
Without fail,
And you're
I
like,
always go the
oh,
wrong way. Yeah.
It's like plugging in a USB.
Always the
wrong way
always
first.
the wrong way first.
No, it's wrong way twice, and then the third time is right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Man.
I don't want to depress everyone.
It's
It's real life. I get
It's the
it.
worst and weakest conversation. It really is. This is why I didn't subscribe to Apple TV and didn't pursue Ted Lasso. If anyone's watching right now, they're like, "Oh man, they're really a morning show." But it's no knock on Rich. It's every time. This year, around this time, every year where we get into this conversation, it's like, a reminder. And 20 years, you can't ignore that.
Right.
Yeah.
The anniversary of.
So
And not that we're trying to ignore it or you should ignore it. It's just, man, no one wants to talk about that shit.
and then you think like,
And I'm telling you, I was going to watch this documentary on Netflix.
You should watch it.
And I'm gonna, but I was like, yeah, I'm not. I want something a little goofy.
well, it's
I forget
interesting.
what I watched.
I'm not gonna say it's funny. It's interesting you would say that because I watched this and I was like all into it, all serious.
I think
and
that's
like,
when I watched Clickbait. Not that it's funny or anything. It was like I just wanted something else.
well, clickbait is equally like
Yeah,
disturbing.
it was a stupid show.
I know it's a show, but I'm watching this and I'm like, Sarah, what do you want to watch? I know this shit depresses you. What do you want to watch? She goes, let's start Bachelor in Paradise. And I said, you know what? I haven't watched in a couple years. I used to love that show. Fine, let's watch it. Bachelor in Paradise. Covino raves about it. I'll watch it. And I was having a hard time getting into it for a couple
They
reasons.
really focused hard on one couple yesterday. So if you
No,
weren't
not-
invested on them, then you don't care.
No, I watched from like episode 1 this season.
Oh, really?
Like I was
Okay.
trying to catch up, and I was like,
9/11 to
and I was
Jesus.
like, you know what? Supermarket Joe is the
Oh,
most.
those
you know what?
paradise.
go back on vacation.
I was like,
Yeah.
Supermarket Joe might be the most likable dude ever. He's probably off the show by now because I haven't seen him on any like trailers or anything.
Grocery store Joe.
I'm sorry, what did I say?
I don't-
Supermarket
Oh,
Joe.
I don't know. What is
Grocery
real
store Joe. Yeah.
name? Either. I don't
whatever.
know. Is that it? I don't
Yeah.
know. 7-Eleven Joe.
And all I kept thinking, I was like, if you don't know the people from the seasons, it doesn't have the same vibe. I don't know how to describe that other because you could watch some stupid other reality show not knowing the people, but for Bachelor in Paradise, there's almost a feeling that you need to know them from the previous shows they were on to get the vibe of who they are.
Yeah, I know the beauty of these stupid shows now, though, is to take you away at least for an hour from the misery that Rich was just talking about, and the misery of reality sometimes, because it's not really reality TV; it's just trash TV. And I like the show. You know what happened? I don't know if this ever happened. I'm not going to harp on it, please. But we talked about briefly breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
They did that, and again, I'm new to this show and this sort of stuff. They did that yesterday because there was a couple that was clearly a couple leading into it, and they acknowledged sort of behind the scenes that, yeah, like they're fooling everybody. They're there just for the TV time or for the clout of being on the show. So they're trying to get like a paid vacation, basically.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
And they're
though.
trying to scam
I like their
ABC,
strategy.
And that's what's happening now. And it's the first time I've ever witnessed anything like that, where ABC, the network, is acknowledging that, these two people may have duped not only everybody, but us. They're already a couple, and they're just here bamboozling everybody to get on TV, to gain more followers,
Which is not a
to
bad
gain
idea.
social media clout, and to get a paid vacation. But what's interesting about it is art imitates life, right? If you call this art.
Mm-hmm.
Name an artist. Just kidding.
Rich Davis.
So
Rich Davis.
my- my-
the Doodle Boy. Doodle Boy, the dandy one? The dandy one.
My
The
big
Doodle Boy.
observation is there's only two, so we won't have to talk about Bachelor
No,
in
but
Paradise.
Do you know how that worked, though? The scenarios, they're already a couple, but they came at different times. So, in other words, this one dude had to totally mislead another girl the entire time.
just so he could be on the show.
Until the other girl finally got
That's
there.
great.
Yeah,
I love it.
and
I think
they
it's great.
expose all of
Fucking
this.
deceive ABC all
But
you want.
it-
Fuck them.
Again, art imitates life. Like, how many times in life is there a girl or a guy in a relationship just simply waiting around for that next person, someone better or
Every
the upgrade?
relationship that's
Right.
not the one.
And this guy
And that has-
totally misled this girl the whole time with the thought of, I'm just waiting for this other girl to arrive. And when she arrives,
Well, hold on.
I just used you the entire time.
Keep that thought.
It's
because
really manipulative.
That's a good thought that has. That's a good thought that has nothing to do
with the show.
No, it has nothing to do with the show. It has to do with real life. But
Mm-hmm.
my observation, just from watching one episode after not watching that show for years now, David Spade's very funny in the first episode. Yeah. You're right. Poor Chris Harrison. Like, Chris Harrison who? However, I missed him on the voiceover more than the actual show. Did they stick with that like Girls Gone Wild voice, like Bachelor in Paradise?
Yeah.
That's weak. That's the only thing I miss Chris Harrison for. That, and there's a guy that walks around with his dick out. Did he last long or is he off? Yeah, don't tell me.
Real long. He's the guy who's 40 years old and shredded.
Yeah, he's 40 years old
Yeah.
and he walks around. Does he ever put on pants?
Yeah.
Oh, he finally does?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You're weeks behind.
All right, I finally he has.
So again,
guy's
something-
got his dick out.
Something I get to look forward to tonight because it airs Monday and Tuesday. But again, guys, I watch it because it's an escape. It's silly. It's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fun social observation, and I love relationships. The same shit Rich always preached about, and I always dismissed them. It's true. I admit it. I fell into it. I like it a lot. But what I like about it for the show is that it provides me with real life content, scenarios, and hypotheticals and questions. And it really shows you how manipulative you could be in real life and how fucked up it is in real life when you see it played out. I know it's just a show, but it dawns on you that, but people do this in real life. So is it any better? So what happens is, guys, if you don't know, people are on this show to find love, Bachelor in Paradise. So it's all these random strangers but they kind of know each other through the show because it's one sort of big fraternity of trash TV stars.
Yeah, they all know each
and
other.
do social media and things like that.
Because you notice now that something that never happened back in the day.
Social media changed the dynamics.
Yeah, something that never happened back in the day, which I know this from not even really watching the show. And not that I'm ashamed of it, because I used to fucking watch it all the time, and he made fun of me.
I
But
sure did.
because social media is such a game changer in all industries now, you realize that these people meet each other for the first time, and they do the whole, like, I know you, but, like, we've never met in person, but we've probably been DMing for 6 months. Like,
Stalking each other.
Every contestant
Right.
has been probably sending each other fucking nudie pics for a year.
They're waiting for certain people to show up because they have the hots for
Yeah,
that
I want to
guy.
meet.
They flirted online.
Yeah, I want to meet Stephanie.
They have a flirtation shop.
yeah.
Things like that.
So
they're there to find love. But there is a couple that established, let's say, 2 or 3 months before the show, 2 months before that show. So their thing was, well, we're going to be on the show. Let's just go. Let's just go.
Let's go.
We're not official.
Hey,
let's go.
You could pretend and lead someone on, and again,
But they all arrive in different times.
To,
So the guy arrives there and
Yeah.
totally, like I said, misleads this girl just to stick around until that other girl came. He dismissed this other girl. And now tonight you find the aftermath of everyone on the island now gangs up, like mob mentality. And they're like, what you're doing is wrong. What you're doing is Get off this island. And it becomes a whole issue. But again, the reality side of things is
Have you been
it's
there?
wild to see on TV. You're like, wow, what a minute. Like what he did to this other girl was outright almost evil. He basically was like, yeah, I like you. Yeah, we should just to continue staying on this island because you need to have a partner to stay. And as soon as the person he was waiting for came, he was like, yeah, peace out. She's why I'm here. We were a couple all along. You know, so, and how often does that happen in real life, but just not under those circumstances
I
and
wanna-
under those terms?
I want to bring
and that's
that
the
up.
fucked up part about it. And it's like, you know, there's so many people, especially in today's world of relationships, in young people's relationships, I feel, and what I hear from my brother and other young people I talk to, there's people just like doing this little like keep away dance because they're waiting for that next upgrade. And it's not waiting for someone better than them. It's we're waiting for the upgrade. You know how many girls are out there that are with a dude, but not really. They're kind of friends with benefits and they get together and they hang with mixed company. But what they're really waiting for in their failure to commit is they are waiting for the guy with the yacht.
Well, they're waiting for someone better, not necessarily the guy with the yacht, someone that they want
upgrade.
more.
Someone they want more.
I got to ask you,
And it's a fucking, you're just dangling people along.
I got to ask you the question. Have you ever felt like you were that guy? Or have you felt like you've done that to a girl?
No.
Meaning, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, forget the show. I'm thinking like in real life, even before social media, before everyone was so all about the upgrade, I'm thinking back to the days when
Clout chasers.
you'd hang out with a girl. Now, if you knew this is not the girl I'm going to marry, then are you simply doing nothing more than wasting her time? Like, I hung out with girls for months where we dated, we hooked up, we had fun, and I knew in the bottom of my heart, I'm not going to marry this girl. So
But
if
that's
that's the
what's so
case,
wild to me.
but if that's the case, I'm not saying you should know you're going to marry someone you're dating immediately. But if you know for a fact, like if you're hanging with someone
If you just, you don't
and you're
see
like,
it at all.
there's no way on earth I'm marrying this girl. Are you really being a piece of shit and wasting her time if that's the case? Or are there relationships that are fine for the time being? Like if I was like an example, there was a girl that I hooked up with, that Hispanic girl in Queens that I believe you also hooked up with. Shh. She was one of the handful of chosen ones. I found out later on you hooked up with her. I was like, really? How's my dick taste? No.
I don't know. You tell me.
So I remember hanging out with her and really thinking she was sweet. And she even bought me like a birthday cake on my birthday. And I remember being like sad about it. Like, oh, I don't want, like, why are you doing this? Like, don't do it. Don't do this. Like, stop it. Like, don't be sweet. Don't buy me things. Don't like, this is really just casual as can be.
Wait, so
And-
you're mad at me for hooking up with the girl like years later that you didn't care about?
Wait, who was
I was never mad at you.
I guess Rich was. I don't even remember.
No,
to be honest.
it's not the girl. It's not a girl.
Raise your hand. Who was first?
No,
That's
there
okay.
was.
I've hooked up with girls first that Rich hooked up with.
Yeah, listen, we've Covino and I have. There's a handful.
There's a few.
There's a few
Like 4
chosen
or
ones.
5.
There's like 4 or 5 girls
4
we
maybe,
both
I
hooked
think.
up with. But I'm not talking about the really nice one that like you took serious for a minute. I'm talking about like just some random girl back in the day. And I remember being like, yo, I have to end this now, because if I don't end it now, then I'm becoming that guy from The Bachelor in Paradise, where all you're doing, if someone really likes you and you're
String
like,
them along like in a knowing way. That's what's really fucked up about it. Like, I've never been in that scenario, but to witness this, it did dawn on me like, man, this really happens all the time. That's obvious. I get it. But I'm telling you guys more than ever before, because options are greater, right? And there's always that possibility that it's that person on social media. That's my upgrade. That's the guy. That's the girl. That's what they're waiting around for. And to see it played out on TV in this little microcosm of the stupid show and Stupid Island, like what he did to her was such a joke. And I think everyone gets so mad. That's why it builds up tonight. They get so mad that they step up. So can you pull up the trailer for tonight? It's on Bachelor in Paradise Instagram, where they're like, yo, you think you... Yo, they gang up to like...
But wait,
with their
do I
pitchforks,
wanna
like,
know
"Get
who
off
this
my
is?"
Island! What?
do I want to know who this is?
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh,
Who gives
fine,
a
okay,
fuck?
okay.
Yeah, who
No,
cares?
but if Sarah's gonna make me watch and catch up, then I feel like this is a spoiler. But go on. Who
But
gives
you
a
know,
fuck?
and you know something's off the whole time. She's like, I don't know why he's
See,
not...
John is saying there's no problem with dating someone you don't intend on marrying. I think there is. I think you need to make
I've
it. I
always-
think you need to make it very clear. Like,
Yes.
yo, this is not a relationship.
Spot, you can call me, a piece of shit, or I was wrong and I was terrible in the early 2000s, all you want. Every girl that was a serious part of my life
Was marriage potential?
was someone I saw myself with. The ones that I was messing with along the way, there was never any misleading. It was what it was. I never led them on to think like, this is going to be the fucking romance of a lifetime. Ever.
Never even made like lame excuses. I think there were times where I was very clear, like, yo, I really love hanging with you, but like,
I don't see.
this is not.
Yeah,
this is
I've
not
never done
something
that.
I see. And I think if you're the guy, I'm just saying this for there's a couple jerk off guy characteristics that, for all the times and for all the things I'm not proud of, I've never done any of these
This is the
things.
one thing I'm not guilty of.
I've never led someone
I'm
on.
not saying I'm not guilty of pulling the trigger.
I've never
but
led
I've never been with someone long term that I didn't see a life with.
I've never led someone on to that capacity. I've never casually dated someone giving them the idea that it was serious.
Same.
Ever.
Same.
Ever.
And this
ever.
guy did this deliberately. Again, it's only on the show, but for the world to see. And they totally like manipulate this woman, and then eventually everyone stands up for her, I think. And that happens tonight.
Yeah.
Here's the trailer just to give it
Hold
a
on.
little more sense.
I was gonna say, and never have I led someone on that I was casually dating. And never have I. What is he doing?
I don't know.
It's like taking down wall tiles and he has a bag on his head.
I think he's saying.
But who have
like,
I casually
calling
dated? Who have I
bullshit.
casually dated that I led on? That was the whole. The whole point was like, the minute you feel like you're leading them on, I think you have to cut the cord on the relationship, right?
I mean, yeah.
Like I remember that there was one girl that got all.
But
there was one girl that got all serious quick, and I remember being like, "Yo, meet me for lunch," and that's when some girl yelled at me in the middle of New York City because I was like, "Yeah, this can't be serious," because I feel like that's like a terrible thing to do.
Well, let's go through the feedback and spot. Hit the trailer just so people could see a little snippet of what we're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, it's gross.
No, we'll explore spots,
All right, yeah.
thoughts, or whatever. But let's
Lynn's
see.
been engaged 3 times.
It's crazy.
Sometimes
man.
you have intentions. Bachelor in Paradise. Here's the preview.
I just also think that this is a great example of what's going on in today. This always existed, but because we have more options and because of social media, more so now than ever before. So, and again, when I talk to my brother's like, I don't know, yo, she's a little sketchy. I'm like, yeah, you know why she's sketchy? I can't get a read on it. I don't know, like 1 minute, I'm like, you know why? Because she's waiting for the upgrade, not someone better, but better to them. You know what I mean? Like, better to them. Maybe that person has more money. Maybe they think that person's more ripped, more handsome. They have a boat. Maybe, let's give benefit of the doubt. Sometimes it's like, oh, I just feel like we connect better. And there's a potential love there. I don't know, but that waiting for the upgrade really has most relationships in like some weird middle ground.
I'm excited to see this. Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
I want to know what's happening.
They actually think they outsmarted everyone.
They came here so they could get more fame, more followers.
Will paradise swipe left?
Pack your bags and leave.
It's time for you to go.
Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh,
Coming tonight
snap!
on
They
ABC.
got They were had.
But again, for those two to
I
be
still have no idea what's going on.
okay, for those two lovebirds to be there in paradise, right?
No idea what's going on.
That one guy had to mislead some girl the entire time. And he didn't give a fuck about her. It's kind of fucked up. It's kind of fucked up. It is. So it makes you think twice. Like, man, in real life, that's a fucked up thing to do.
Yeah.
Have I been that guy? Well, I haven't been the upgrade. Have I been that guy? I probably.
Where you led someone on to that extent.
No. Meaning I was
The guy that got let off. Yeah, like you
The
were
guy
like,
that got let
why is
off.
she giving me weird signals?
I promise you, I've dated a lot of girls, but they knew, or I let it be known, like, yeah, this is just like a hookup kind of thing. I mean, I didn't say it like that, but it was what it was.
Yeah.
You know? So,
I remember specific girls being like, not asking what this is, but I could get the vibe that if someone starts falling for you.
yeah. Most of the time, I think they felt the same way about me, so it was all good.
Yeah, I always, there were some girls that I knew for a fact wanted nothing from me in a relationship form. There was one
Right.
girl, I was
Yeah, I'm an
single.
idiot.
I was single in between Jen and Sarah, and there was some girl that she was young. She was like a 20-year-old. She would come over my apartment to hook up before she went out to the club. Like I was like her pregame hookup, and then she would just leave. I'm like, but
You felt a little used.
I was like,
remember
yeah,
that.
I remember being like, all right.
There was this
cool.
line I used to use. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, there was this girl. She was like, I want to be something more. And I was like, I'm a loner, a rebel.
Oh,
Things about me you wouldn't understand. Things about me you couldn't understand.
I don't understand.
Things about me you shouldn't understand. And then she was like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
I did my own thing. Got to keep them. You can't
Yeah.
mislead in that way. And this guy did it like, I don't give a fuck. This is the game. The game of relationships, the game of life. Because again, the show imitates life. This is just a little microcosm of what's happening now. I hear it with my brother. I hear it with younger people. Awesome. We saw it with other people we know, younger people we know, or that we used to work with. It's the world of upgrades and the world of I'm not committing because there's always these other options.
You ever seen a macrocosm? I haven't.
Macrocosms. Well, anyway, that's the relationship observation
What do you
of the day.
What do you think about not necessarily leading someone on, but the minute you get the sense that they're looking at this as more than a hookup, did you have the balls and were you man enough to be like, yo, listen, this has to end because you don't want them to get hurt? Or were you just like, oh, you know what you're getting into?
I kind of always let it be known. I was never doing the mushy talk stuff unless I meant it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was always known. John ZL says, the dating scene is so savage. It really is. Now, more than ever before, and I guess that's the progression of life.
Yeah.
But with all these different options and the way things work, it's just one game of keep you at a distance.
Yeah.
And it's sad. And, it's just people protecting themselves too. And it's nice to think that, well, they're just waiting around for something that's better for them. That's not always the case. Sometimes it's I'm waiting around for something better
Yeah.
in their mind.
If you're, you know what? I will say what you said is
But you never settle down. if
what
that's
you
the
what you said is sort of factual. At least for me too. Like I like what you said, where any girl that you considered your girlfriend,
Mhm.
you saw in some way a possible future with her. Otherwise, you wouldn't have made her your girlfriend.
100%.
People that date someone seriously, that they're like, yeah, I'm dating, Cliff, but I see no real future. That's like, then why are you dating?
Yeah, I've had, I think, 6 real girlfriends in my life.
And
Dating
any-
back till I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
The relationship I had with them was nothing like at all like girls I hooked up with here and there.
Yeah,
You know?
Tom B says casual relationships are the best. You just got to be honest. But much like every romantic comedy, much like every Hallmark movie, much like every reality show,
Yeah.
someone catches feelings. It's inevitable. I don't care how mature you are. I don't care how you set out to, things are going to be different with this. If you hook up with someone on the regular and you hang out with someone on the regular, someone will begin to feel like
It's easy to fall in love with a beautiful fucking woman.
yeah,
If you let yourself.
Someone will eventually be like, I really like them.
By the way, here's an update.
Yeah.
Jordan hit me up. She said the dude, get this, the dude that everybody loved, right? And you know, like I'm wearing a Built Basics shirt, right? This guy was like a Built Basics model. Like he took his bachelor fame.
Basics model.
Yeah, he took his bachelor fame. Everyone loved this guy. Because of his manipulation on the show, and the world witnessed it. Like this guy blatantly lied to this like beautiful black girl who was like, I really like you. What's your deal? Are you still, I read rumors that you were with that girl. He's like, I'm not with that girl. The minute she came, he was with that girl. I know it's a little confusing if you don't follow the show, guys. I'm doing my best. But she said, my girlfriend Jordan said, the dude since last night lost 30,000 followers as a result of the blatant manipulation that that the world witnessed. And there's a lot of people that do that in real life. And like I said, if anything, it just really painted the reality of like, yo, man, it's not just wrong. It's almost evil. It really is. To let someone think that I care about you, but I don't.
I'm here for a vacation. But when you're on a reality show,
but
I think
that
it's
happens
different than
in
real
life,
life. No, in
because
real life it's more of a crime. On a reality show, if you said,
yeah, but she looks like a fool for fucking weeks. She's there.
yeah, but you know what though? She signed up for a reality show about hooking up on a beach.
Yeah.
I feel zero. I don't feel any bad for her, but I feel bad for people this happens to in real life. The end.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your
man.
relationship fun.
Relationships, they're sticky. They're
Yo,
no fun. The dating scene sucks.
By the way, to break up the conversation before we get into some other stuff, Spock, can you pull up that picture of the cheeseburger?
I hate this debate, by the way. I hate this.
Why?
Not that you're bringing it up. I just hate it.
You hate these type of debates?
I hate it because it's like saying, "Hey, do you put in the milk first or the cereal first?" Like you put your cereal in first, but there's always gonna be one jackaninny who's like, "Yeah, I put in the milk first."
The correct order
yeah.
is cereal, then milk.
Yeah.
The only time it's milk then cereal is when you're still hungry.
And that's what this
you
is.
want to add more cereal to the milk.
Exactly.
This is just another example. Okay,
You have
pull
some
this
milk
up.
left over.
when you got some chocolate milk left over from your from your Cocoa Pebbles, and
this
you're
is
like,
the same
yeah,
thing.
let me put some more Cocoa Pebbles in there.
There's only one answer to this little riddle you're about to show us.
Hang on.
What's your next bite, blue or yellow? The answer is so obvious, blue.
It's so
Any
let me
idiot
zoom
that
out
says
even more.
yellow
Hang
is the
on.
fucking idiot that puts in his milk first.
Now, my wife is probably the idiot you speak of.
Come on.
And I'll tell you why.
It makes no
because
sense.
Sarah's the type that she works around the burger
What?
to leave the middle part to the end.
Is
And
that the reasoning or thinking behind
I
this?
mean, the real answer is there's only one bite left.
yeah, if you're
That's the real
If you're on
answer.
tier 1 and not watching, it's a burger that clearly someone 3/4 of the burger they've eaten. I guess you would say the crust of the bun.
It's about leaving the center, huh?
Yeah,
Why? Because there's the tastiest of remnants in the middle.
My
last
my
bite?
wife is convinced the center of the burger is that's like the best part. Now, when
all right, well, it changes it a
when
little
we
bit.
went on our first date, I guess it would be our first date because I picked Sarah up at the airport in New York. In Newark, actually. And I was living in Hoboken. And I go, what do you want to eat? What do you want to do? She goes, I could go for a really good burger.
So could you.
And I was like, yeah, so could I.
Rear burger.
And we went to a place in Hoboken, a famous burger spot called Arthur's. I don't even know if it's still around.
Oh,
For all we
remember
know,
Arthur's.
the pandemic could have wiped out some of our favorite spots, right?
Great burgers, great chili.
Oh, so Arthur's, known for their big ass burgers. So I said, all right, let's go to Arthur's. I had only been there once. So I was like, I hope she likes it. We both got big ass cheeseburgers. It's like a total old looking mom and pop burger spot. Sarah worked around her whole burger. The little center piece was left. And I, as a slob dude, she didn't touch it for like a minute or so. And I assumed, oh, she's done with her burger. Women don't finish their food. I went and took a bite of the good part of
first date.
On your first date?
You're
Yeah.
a fucking savage you are.
And she
honestly,
said,
you're I don't know how
You're
people
disgusting.
like you. Yeah, like I don't get.
and she
I am
said-
angry
Like
that
honestly,
she likes you that much.
honestly, both of you. I'm surprised how you even like
but
watch her
I'm
eat a burger
I'm
like that. I would have been like, all
respectful,
right, I'll
though,
take you back to the
Spot.
airport
like,
now.
This guy's like out of his mind. That is-
she said that
You're
if she
disgusting.
didn't like me,
Gross.
You're
and
disgusting.
she said if we weren't on one
I'm
of our
disgusted by the story. Really.
if we
really
weren't
am.
on our if we weren't on our technical first East Coast date,
Disgusting.
and-
I fucking dissed you then.
and
know.
she's like I wanted to murder you. She's like
I'm gonna go visit my friends now.
Oh, isn't he sweet? He ate my burger.
I was like
You're disgusting.
I was
Meanwhile, I
like
try so hard and get nowhere. This guy, he's
Right?
fucking rude as could be, and fucking everything works out.
Maybe it was a power move.
You're right. I resent you. Fuck you.
I
Maybe he's like-
took that burger.
Maybe he's like,
and I
"That's my
took a
meat."
big bite of that middle piece. And she said, years later, she goes, you know, on our first date, I worked to get the best part of the burger, and you fucking picked it up and took a bite of it.
I would have kicked you in the nuts.
I was like,
all right.
I was
now
like,
that
you know what I said?
explain
I
that,
said-
though,
I said-
it changes the argument a little bit.
I said, eat off your girl's plate. Be a man.
Be a man.
You're disgusting.
Finish,
Be a
your,
man.
woman,
Be a
finish
man.
your woman's food. Be
Yo,
a man.
even if she's not finished, take your woman's food. Be a man.
Imagine if
You
she
know-
did that to you. Imagine if she did that to you.
Be a man.
What would you have done?
By the way, I don't mind Rich's move, but on the first fucking date with a beautiful, beautiful
Rich is
woman like Sarah, like
weak.
you should be on your best behavior.
Yeah,
man.
you should. You.
Rich is weak. Rich is weak. Rich is weak.
Yo, that shirt needs to be made.
I
Weekies.
was raised by wolves.
What'd you eat that day for breakfast? Weekies.
Yeah, you're supposed to. You're supposed to eat a whole meal before you go out with a girl. So it doesn't-
Sarah!
That's fucking like rude as fuck,
you eat
dude.
a whole meal before you go out on your first date, so it doesn't seem like you're a savage.
I don't know. I don't
You're
like this story.
disgusting.
I really don't like this story.
Disgusting.
Yeah, she
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
she hated that move. That's how I learned though. I was like, oh, that's how I know when you look at that burger picture spot. Not everyone. Some people
No wonder-
will eat the outskirts of a burger and save the middle as their last bite.
No wonder Ben's a caveman.
Yeah, like everybody
Descended
has
from
their methods. I understand
So
that.
when look at that, show that
So-
picture one last time, Spot.
I didn't look at it.
It
that
was like
way.
a little viral meme going around yesterday, and I was like, it's like, yeah, the obvious part is, the fucking juicy blue circle, the middle part of the burger. But people like my wife work around the outside of a burger and leave the middle, like they create a little middle circle.
It's still the least popular.
No,
of
I agree.
options, right?
I agree. But just so you know, the reason why someone would do that is that they leave that centerpiece for themselves or me.
Disgusting.
Or me on a first date.
Yeah, I mean that's why first date. See, if Rich did that now, I mean that's his wife. Even if it's your girlfriend, I get it, right? Because you've established, like, I know he's
Yeah.
an idiot. Like he led with that. Maybe that's the key to life. No secrets. I'm an asshole from the get go. All right, so Covino and Rich, what's your bite? Let us know.
Be a man.
Be a man
be
is
a man.
Rich's
Be a man.
stance. He's sticking with it. We'll go through some feedback. Rich is Savage from Bleacher Bum.
Oh.
The studio needs a Sarah button for your yelling. That's from Cubs fan. Gabby, what's worse? Rich eating Sarah's burger on the first date or Rich moving what?
Seats on the plane to watch a movie and leaving Sarah to watch the kids.
Oh, that's pretty weak too. Did you eat Weekies for breakfast that day?
I did. No, you know what it was? The kids were like
I sent it to
laying.
you,
The
Spot.
kids were like laying across the seats on
Yeah.
the plane.
I remember.
So I was
remember
like,
this.
yeah, I gotta. What am I gonna do?
All right. Well, hey, relationships, life, observations is what we cover. Be honest as you can be. I understand sometimes you don't know where you stand. I'm talking about relationships.
Yeah.
Rich was honest in his first move. Hey, this is who I am.
I just assumed we were wrapping up dinner because
Yeah.
she had not touched her food in a while. We were chatting, and like that piece had just been sitting there, and it was almost like all right, we'll get the check, we'll move on. Yeah. So in my mind, I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to let that sit there. Yeah, let me take that. Burger time.
Great game. Great arcade game back in the day.
Burger time.
Burger time.
How
It's
about
always
be a
burger
gentleman?
time.
Nah.
Yeah, hey, that worked for him. He's like, I'm Rich. This is who I am right from the start. There was no you know,
By the
no,
way,
I'm on my best behavior sort of move.
I think my dad's on vacation,
What a surprise.
and
That's right. Weekies, bro. Breakfast of chumps. I used to love those things. Jim Ramsey knows what I'm talking about. Jim Ramsey remembers those.
my dad, as talking about eating like a savage, my dad was like, oh, yeah. Oh, Richie. He's on vacation, so I don't think he's listening now, but he ordered.
That's why I don't like eating with you, honestly, because you're always peering over everyone else's plate of what you're going to eat. It's like, yo, back off my fucking shit.
So my dad was like, oh, we'll have lunch and then we'll order dinner later. So when my dad had it was supposed to be a barbecue, but then he decided, let's just order food. So he ordered pizza for lunch and I guess you would say like Italian takeout for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And really good stuff. East Coast Italian food, you can't beat it. But for lunch, he ordered one grandma pizza and one regular pizza. There were like 8 of us. And I'm like, yo, that's not enough. And I was like, he's like, oh, it'll be enough. I don't care. Like, I don't even know what other people had because I know I had like 4 slices. So someone must have been like, well, I guess there's none left. When it comes to pizza and stuff like
This
that,
is the guy that thinks that we should divvy up the bill evenly when he eats all the pizza. All right. Well, anyway, that's the story. We're sticking to it. Be as honest as possible in relationships. It's the best way.
Maybe it's the power move. That's how I.
No,
that's
you know,
how I got. That's how I got Sarah.
Honestly, Rich,
She's like,
I do that for selfish.
He's assertive. He took my burger.
I do that for selfish reasons too, though. It's like, well, you know, like so that I don't feel bad about anything in the future. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like, I'm honest because it's the only sort of solace that I have if things don't work out right. Well, hey, you know, I was honest with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for my own feeling of I did my part.
I did my best.
Yeah. And, you know, don't eat your woman's burger unless she asks.
Gross.
Yeah. Unless she asks.
Burger.
Unless she asks. I get Jordan's probably rolling her eyes too because she says I always told you this. I always want to sip. I always want to taste. Give me. She's like, you know what this Oreo tastes like. I know, but come on, give me a taste.
Give me a taste.
Just want a little bit.
Sarah says I ate Sarah's claiming.
Yeah.
I don't know how this is possible. She
The
goes,
whole center?
Hey, how many
she goes,
burgers did you eat that
she goes,
night?
you popped the whole last piece of my burger in your mouth. Didn't take a bite. You finished my best part of the burger.
I believe her.
I don't believe her.
I believe her wholeheartedly.
Well,
But
Disgusting.
there's only one answer to that question.
Gross.
The blue circle.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Thanks for all the feedback, guys. Appreciate you. Let's see. Alex Efforts, $9 shoes and stealing people's food. Can't with this guy.
Yeah.
Seriously. Now, I thought about that. I thought about your $9 shoes.
I
I really did. I don't think that the mics go off and I'm done with the day. I think about things we talked about and I'm like, yeah, do I really believe what I said? How do I really feel? A lot of the things I just, you know, it's off the hip sometimes, off the cuff. And I'm like, Rich bought $9 shoes.
Did this come up yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't want to make fun of people because there's a lot of people like, yo, I had those shoes when I was little. I got made fun of it for it. I'm like, yeah, here's the difference. You were little.
Yeah.
You were 8 years old, and that's what your parents bought you because you guys didn't have the money.
I wore these.
You were running through sneakers. This guy's a grown
I
adult.
wore these
and made that
I wore
choice.
these to Ralph's yesterday. They are comfortable.
I demand an apology.
They are fantastic. No, because the sneakers you had back in the day, these are not the same.
Sure,
He had
go
fa-
get them.
he had- he
I
had,
want
like,
to see them. Go
fake
get them right
leather
now.
Sneakers. I remember.
No,
With holes
like,
in them.
No, but I'm saying spots like
Go
old school
get
spots,
them.
Jeepers from back in the day are not as nice as these. These
Go get
are
them
a
right now. I wanna see
different
them.
level.
Go get them. I want to see them.
Yeah, go get them again.
Go get them again.
Sure.
I want to see
There.
these shoes.
If you missed it, Rich yesterday.
Go get these shoes.
He made a move. I'm not hating on him for it because we've all done things. Like I came in one day, I said, "Guess what, guys? I caved in, and I'm living the slide life now. I'm giving it a shot, rocking slides. Right? Can't be the same guy you always were. Got to try new things. I get that. It's hard for me, but I try. So Rich is like, "Hey, I did something I don't normally do. I bought really cheap sneakers, but like, it wouldn't matter if he had a nice pair. He doesn't. He rocks weak shoes. He's a dude he's handsome. He's got money. His shoe game is whack.
Why can't you just casually buy
Why can't he buy a fucking $30 pair to beat around in?
Like
$9? What the
wait, here it
fuck?
comes.
And
Hang
again, if you were a kid and you rocked those and you got made fun of, that wasn't your fault. You were a little kid.
Let's see.
He's a grown adult. Excuse me.
What are those?
This is great. I'm glad you brought both of these in.
What
This
are
is hilarious.
what? Hold on.
Yeah.
What are those?
Yeah, exactly. He's wearing them not just around the house
These
now.
Are those
See?
like fake? Are you trying to pawn them off as Nikes? Is that
No,
what
it's
it
like
is?
new Vans. He's
They're
no,
like-
they are.
Are they like?
They're not called Vans. They're called Dans.
No, they're Vons.
Are they? Are they so cornies?
No, they're not Sauconys. They're so cornies.
So corny.
So cornies.
No, these
they're called
are
Suck-on-nies.
Suganies.
These are $9 at Walmart, and they are the perfect beat around. Go to the supermarket.
You said beat around, mow the lawn in.
I don't mow
Now
my
you're
lawn.
wearing
I
a
don't mow my
fucking-
lawn. I wore to the supermarket.
Gardening, whatever you fucking
Yeah,
were
what
applying.
are those? These are
Now
I'll tell
he's
you,
wearing
look
them
at
out and
these.
about. Like, what an embarrassment.
$9, and they're memory foam little. Oh, these are.
I want
mean,
an apology.
Spot. Your.
I don't care.
Your
I don't care
cheap
how they
ass-
looked.
No,
In the day, they fit when I bought them, they fit like the sneaker of the day.
these are not.
This
awful.
is the sneaker of the day, but cheap version. I want an apology.
$9. This guy.
No longer can you say that I was wearing cheaper sneakers.
There's
when
no
now
way. If
you're
you
wearing
saw
They are
you
sneakers.
wouldn't,
comfy,
you wouldn't
though.
even notice if someone wore this to the supermarket. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't be like, "What is that?"
Is your
These look
stance
like
that Jeepers step their game up? They're
My stance
they're
is-
the Vizio of sneakers.
My
Yeah.
stance
No,
is
no.
what Spot used to have
No.
was like the ugliest looking generic sneaker
And that's
when
the,
he was
and
a
that's
single
the
guy.
and that's the second ugliest.
these
generic
are
looking
these are
sneaker.
actually nice looking cheap sneakers that
You're wearing them
a
out. Like,
married guy with kids is going to the
So
supermarket.
what?
Like,
So you've given up? You've
Spot
given up?
wore his to the club.
You've given up. No, I didn't.
Spot
I
wore
had real
his
shoes.
out and about.
See, now you're lying.
Spot's right.
Like you've been lying the whole show.
that's why.
now you're
that's
lying
why
again.
it upsets me. I feel like you've given up. Spot's right.
You're just lying the whole show.
What did I lie about before?
Let me show you these sneakers. These are just. Oh wait, I can't even see them.
And I bet
These
you
are
what?
just-
Those are like $30.
Yeah, these are just like they're probably like $60.
Oh, really? Okay.
$60.
But you could get a pair.
But these
like
are just
that.
like the Nike running shoes that I needed.
Yeah, those are.
And these are just like good casual.
Those are not $50 better than
those
these.
are beat around sneakers that
Yeah, they
Spot's
are.
wearing.
Yeah, they
Those
are.
are not $50
Yes,
These are like
they
these are
are.
like they're fashionable and they're like walking on a cloud.
By the way, you in that position makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, for you, for them, they can't tell.
God, you look that looks uncomfortable. And Spot looks like he's about to put his legs behind his head. These are the greatest $9 shoes.
All right.
All right,
I'm
I'm
given
telling
up.
you, I would never. I'm not
Just say,
wearing them.
"I'm
I'm
Rich
not
Davis,
wearing them when
and I've
we
given
do.
up."
I'm not wearing them when we go out.
You just said you wore them to the supermarket.
Oh, you're
and
definitely
shit.
you're definitely
yeah,
wearing
what the
them.
fuck?
No,
like you
wherever
shouldn't be
you-
wearing. You should wear a shitty pair of Adidas. Like Spot said, $50, $40 pair of Adidas.
Good
or
shoes?
Nikes.
Do you still have like a good pair? Like I know you always wear Nikes. Do you still have that pair?
I have a great pair of Vans that I'll.
No, no.
If I needed sneakers to wear out.
Vans can be beaters, bro.
Did you throw out your old pair of Nikes?
Which one? Yeah, a couple. I have a few pair. I just recently threw out a pair.
And
In my
replaced them with
defense-
these. So you no longer have a pair of regular sneakers. These are your sneakers.
If you told me those were for like your gardening or something,
I
I'd
don't.
be like,
I have a landscaper. I don't mow my own lawn, so the mow your
I
own lawn
knew
thing.
I knew it was going to turn into he's rocking them. I knew it. That's why I
Yeah.
took the stance yesterday.
No,
I'm not trying to be rude.
Yeah, but do
Everyone's
you-
on a budget.
But
I get
do you,
it.
But do you
He's
rock
not.
anything to the supermarket? Is that rocking anything? I fucking will wear like
Wear beaters. These are like
I wear
worse
like
than beaters.
pajamas to the
Those
grocery
are
store.
weekies.
I'm gonna defend these.
You know, my brother hit me up last night. He's like, "Bro, send me a picture of those weekies that Rich is wearing." I was
Send
like,
them
"Why
here.
don't you watch the video?" He's like, "I'm just listening right now. Hold on, man.
These are great.
Here, let me see how proud you are of these bad boys. There you go, Tommy. Weekies.
There you go for Tommy. These are great.
Weekies. Weak. You're better than this.
Mike Wheeler.
That's what bothers
Mike
me.
Wheeler.
You're better than that.
Mike Wheeler. The cheapest pair of shoes I have is like $50. Mike
Same.
Wheeler.
No, these are.
I've seen the guy.
Guy takes
He's
pride
not
in
a
the suit.
fashion plate.
He takes-
I don't care
no.
what he's saying.
These are
Come
the
on.
Takes pride in the suit.
I admit these are weak. I got them at H&M. These are weak.
Those are, and those. Come on, get out.
H&M. They're probably like $30. I hate them. I think they suck. I'm just trying to get used to them. I bought them for like a trip to Hawaii. I went on. I needed
Don't hot girls grocery shop too. What does that have to do with
Just
anything?
say you've
I'm going
given up.
I'm going to get milk and cereal for my kid, and I put on my cheapies to run to the supermarket. What am I? What would you
Where
wear?
else are you going? That's the only time you leave the house. So you've
Cheapies.
accepted that this is how you leave the house
I
now.
rock
Cheapies.
cheapies.
This is
Cheapies.
you know what I'm doing today? After this I'm going home.
By the way,
and
we
these are
call
the
them-
sneakers I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
for
look
here.
at you. You're wearing a tank top and gym shorts.
Yeah, but
Like
you're
gym
better
shorts,
than that.
these
You're a
are,
fucking handsome dude. Everyone, people are like, look at this
Yeah,
handsome
I'm wearing a
guy.
tank top to
he must be
fucking
successful. And then
release
they look
these
at your
guns.
weak ass jeepers.
Yeah.
They're like,
You're wearing a shirt with a fucking Game Boy on it.
You know what it's like? It's like
What?
he just dissed your fucking
Well,
retro
he dissed
shirt.
my shirt.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
dissed
I mean-
his shirt. You
Game Boy.
You act like you're wearing a fucking sweater vest over there. You're wearing a fucking Game Boy shirt.
I don't know.
Don't make fun of
man.
me.
Those are Force One from Zyke.
It's like when you see like you see this girl, right? And you're like, oh,
They're so corny.
she's all put together, and you're like, this girl, look at this girl. She's somebody. And then she turns out she's got a pancake for her booty, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
No, but that's not something you could change. This is a choice.
Even worse.
Even better.
Okay.
And let me show you
So
something.
show us the other thing because the
You
other
spent
thing is
$1,000.
great.
You bet you spent $1,000 on a pair of Yeezys.
That's ridiculous.
No, I used someone's budget,
You could go.
and it wasn't $1,000.
You can go
was
to the
close.
clearance section at DSW and get a pair of fucking
For your beat around for your every
for
day.
a pair of Nikes, let's say, or Adidas for like $20.
Instead, you bought Weekies.
Except
Weekies.
Yeah.
Where'd you buy these Jeepers again?
These are fucking Walmart bad boys.
These
are my Walmart
shoppers.
bad
These
boys.
Walmart
Costco
shoppers.
always
Walmart bad boys.
Costco's always sells.
You know why?
Like
This is
a
just gonna stay.
generic
I'm just gonna leave this up.
Puma or a Nike or
I-
Adidas, usually Adidas or Puma, but a generic sneaker that didn't sell at the store or something,
this
so
over
they
here.
they throw it at Costco for like $30.
Let me tell you something.
There's no shame in that.
Discovered Walmart recently.
Discovered it.
I discovered
do you
Walmart
mean?
only because
Oh, he discovered
wherever
Walmart.
no,
You discovered Walmart
well,
now.
Think about it. Wherever I lived, there was never really Walmart. So there's a Walmart around here. And
Walmart fucking everywhere.
There's a Walmart.
there's a Walmart. There's no
in
Walmart near where I grew
Panorama
up.
City. There's a Walmart in.
Again, you're naming places where I don't
You
live.
Quarter
moved
inch.
fucking 12 minutes away.
There's a. I've been to Walmart over the past. I go to Walmart all the time.
Yeah.
There's not a Walmart anywhere I've ever lived.
But Walmart every other weekend,
I mean, you drive to it.
and you drive
but,
to
but
it.
I'm saying I've never. That would mean you'd be seeking it out, Spot. When I grew up on Long Island, when I lived in Manhattan,
Unless
when I
you
lived in
live in it.
Hoboken.
Yeah, like-
You're of course gonna have to drive to it. Everyone drives to
I don't
Walmart.
get- I don't get it.
I don't understand.
I live in the town.
do
that-
you not get?
I live in the town that you used to live in.
Yeah.
I go to Walmart almost every other weekend. Jordan goes in and buys groceries. I sit in the car because I refuse to go in half
Which
the time.
Walmart do you go to?
Burbank.
Oh, it's a
By,
nice one.
Krispy
That's a
Kreme.
good
Yeah,
one.
but that is you're talking
That's
about places that are destinations. I've never
Every
li-
store
I've never-
is a
Destination.
destination.
It's fucking 12 minutes away.
Every store is
You
not
act
a
like it's like in
destination.
another state.
Unless you live in a fucking strip mall, you have to travel to go somewhere. Like
No,
even Target.
all right,
You have to travel to Target.
if a Target
You don't have a-
is 5 minutes from you or down the block, or a supermarket is down the block.
I don't go to
Like, all right, for
close
instance,
Target.
I go to
far Target.
Vallarta to get my guacamole and tortillas and stuff. there.
Vallarta.
So I go to Vallarta to get my stuff, right?
Vallarta.
Do you have taquitos?
I'm looking for some
Taquitos.
tortillas. I want to make some quesadillas.
Why?
Do you have any of those?
Why?
Tamales?
He corrected you on my heart.
I guess it's
I'm
it's,
just
it's,
rolling with
it's
it.
not.
I'm
it's-
counterpunching, bro.
I guess you're saying silly things.
I'm looking for some of those tamales.
You're
I'm just rolling.
Tamales.
yeah. All right.
He
Well,
called you
anyway,
out.
next conversation.
No, I want to see the other sandals.
Nah, it's
the
not
sandals
going-
are fantastic. Dude, that's the best story of the day. This is the best story
This
of the
is-
day.
this is
There's
way
not a
better
whole
than the-
lot today. This is the juice.
This is way better
Bring us
than the
the juice.
Jeepers.
How on earth?
Because it's hilarious.
No, but how on earth do you not understand destination versus local?
Bro, it's fucking a
How do you-
town away. That's a destination?
Yeah,
you
it's
think when
not
I was
that
living in
far.
Sherman Oaks, I was
Ridiculous.
driving 25 minutes to Walmart?
I mean, there's one in Woodland Hills. There's one in It's in all the surrounding towns.
So, but what I'm saying is,
there's different prices at Walmart.
if you go,
I would drive 20 minutes to Target.
yeah,
I would drive to
when
a-
you're talking to people in Middle America, yes, because they drive to go places. Like some people,
I don't get it. I've always gone to Target or Walmart. I don't know. I don't.
I mean, all right.
But I hear
have
what
to.
you're saying. Like you chose Target.
I don't get it. Like if you live,
If you want
like
the
when I
deals.
lived in Sherman Oaks, there was a Ralph 3 blocks from me. Right? So if I were like, if I were to be like Covino, I go to Sprouts, which is like 20 minutes away. That's like I'm going out of my way to go to.
Yeah, but people go out of their way for different prices.
I
for
drive-
sales.
Yeah, but I've never gone out of my
For
way
specific
for a
items.
Walmart.
I shop at Aldi and I take like a 20-minute drive to Aldi every
Well,
Sunday
all right,
morning.
then you're the greatest man on earth.
You know what? I
'Cause
probably
there's
would
no Aldi
be
right
with
near us.
Rich, but because Jordan does the shopping,
yeah.
like I'm following her lead, so she's going to other places.
to me, it's
with
like-
other deals. So Rich is just taking the lazy approach. So I get it.
Lazy approach, or
No, it's the lazy
what's
approach.
in your neighborhood, right?
But a seasoned shopper like Spot or like
A
Jordan?
bargain shopper, not a season shopper. A
Season
bargain
shopper.
shopper.
I don't think
Yeah.
you're a fucking season shopper. I don't think you're the type of guy that buys ingredients and shit. Like they know where the deals are at and who has better deals on what, and they know specific items that certain stores have that others don't.
Like Rich, you said Vallarta.
Yeah.
You
Vallarta,
go there-
I
you go
to
there for
out
the
of-
good
But I go there
fixins.
out of my way, though.
For the
It's
fixins.
12 minutes away.
It's because you know what's there and you like it.
It's 12 minutes away, and I reluctantly go there just because I like their guacamole and their tortillas and all their homemade stuff.
You're shopping like a man, honestly, because I probably would do the same thing. If Jordan was not in my life, you're right. I probably wouldn't go to Walmart because Target's closer. And you're
Yeah,
like,
so when you say
Walmart
go-
has better deals, I would be like, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So because Rich, here's the fun fact: Rich does the shopping for his household.
Yeah.
The grocery shopping.
Of course.
If Jordan's doing the grocery shopping, I'm following the lead of the woman in this scenario because she knows where to go for certain items, and she does that. So I'm going, 12 minutes further at Walmart because she wants something specific at Walmart.
I noticed,
Otherwise, maybe I wouldn't go there.
I
in
noticed.
Rich's defense.
I noticed more of your Jordan theory every
Yeah.
time I go supermarket shopping now, which is
Why buy it now?
why I'll see something because I'm starting to get familiar with the prices around this neighborhood now, and I'm like, wait a minute,
I mean, they're pretty standard in the whole area.
I don't think they are.
They are.
I don't know. I'm clueless Joe Jackson when it comes to this stuff.
They're
Like
they're
the chains- the chains of the area?
they're significantly different in different supermarkets in the area.
Well,
so
supermarket to supermarket, yes, but like
They're-
Ralph's here is no different than Ralph's in Sherman Oaks.
well, that's not what I said. Supermarket prices around here, I noticed what the regular prices are, and now I'm noticing when there's a significant deal, do I pull the Jordan where I'm like, well, I'm going to buy a ton now, and then when I see something I want and it's like full price, I'm like, do I pull the Jordan and wait a week or
I
so?
call it the jerky theory because for me it's so evident with jerky.
Like smart, you know what a
That's
big
what
one
really-
is too?
Yeah,
That's
that
what really
Archer, what is it?
dawned in
That
on me.
is it
Archer.
that country Archer
jerky? It's like $3.99. It's
You know-
like, oh,
yeah.
okay,
You know what
$3.99. Let me get 6 packs of this because next week is $7.99.
You know what the significant one
and
is?
I know that's obvious, but like it didn't really sink in.
Jerky's one. There's two other significant shopping price differences I've noticed since I've really started paying attention to this. Cereal
Yeah.
will either be like it could be like $1 to $2 a box, or regularly it's like $4.50. Cereal's significantly different, and the other one
We're stating the obvious, guys. We
Yeah.
understand that, but Rich and I both have the mentality of I'm here at the store now.
I need this now.
I want it now. It's not on sale. Well, fuck, I need it now.
It depends.
I'm gonna buy it.
I used to shop for what I
Yeah.
need now, and now I'm starting to shop for.
And it's
I'm starting to shop, like, you know how I told you I devour Smart Pop by like the bag? Smart Pop. The other day,
Yeah.
Ralph's did the whole, if you have a digital coupon,
digital coupons are
$1
great.
a bag if you buy 5 minimum. And I was like, these are usually like $2, $3 a bag. So I'm starting to shop smarter,
Well,
but I've
have
been
to.
using the Jordan mentality of
Also,
like,
too,
if
the
I see a full
and
price,
the spot mentality is also there's certain items you can't get at Target or they don't have at Target or it's not on sale at Target, but it's
Yeah,
on
no,
sale at
but
Walmart
I'm
or they
seeing-
have it at Walmart.
Also-
but I'm
too,
seeing
Rich,
things full price, and full price now is
have-
like, I can wait. I never thought that before.
You have more storage now too because you have a house, so you have the ability to
Yeah,
buy.
but I don't like storing
You have the ability to buy 10 bags of Smart Pop, which are not
Costco.
small small bags. And yeah, you got to start doing Costco now too.
Lynn's right.
That's your next level.
30 to 40 minutes away. That's a destination.
No, it's not.
Costco is your next level. I think it's just around the
And
corner.
that's 30 minutes like with traffic and shit. There's a Walmart in every surrounding town that we live in. Please show the sandals. It's the best story of the day.
This is the
It
greatest
really
story
goes
of
to
the
show
day.
you that there's really nothing going on unless you want to talk about 9/11
Or COVID.
or COVID. So please, this is funny. I mean, it's comic relief. You're the butt of the joke. I'm sorry. It's funny.
So, about a month ago, Sarah bought family slides. Remember, she bought everyone in the family.
talked about them.
Everyone bought slides for the pool. Sarah's
Man,
like,
I
all right.
thought you gave up then. And then you bought the Jeepers, and now I'm convinced.
So Sarah's like, I bought the family all slides from this website, and they look cushy and comfortable.
There you
I
go.
bought
They did.
I
I'm only
bought
kidding.
slides for me, you, Ben, and Emmy.
Yeah.
And I don't really think they're that comfy. I ended up really not liking them.
I told you, Crystal, who listens to our show,
Yeah.
she bought me those. I showed them here on the show, those
Yeah.
Crocs, those Croc slides. as you guys know, we fought the war on Crocs for years. I'm still against them, but the slides, they really are that comfortable. I highly recommend
everything you
them.
fought has taken a turn.
Yeah, but they're not
Pussification of America,
they're not the
Crocs,
Swiss
all the
cheese look.
things that
They don't have any fucking stupid holes in them.
my daughter wears Crocs, and I envy them. They
Oh,
look
they're
so
great
comfy.
for kids. I get it.
Every kid wears Crocs.
But these things, they look comfy. I agree with Rich on that. For moon slides.
So Sarah buys the family slides, right?
Isn't that your nickname?
And
Family slides. Like when you see them out and about, there they are, the family slides.
And we, I would wear them out to the pool and back, and I'm like, they're not really that comfortable. I'd rather burn my feet. They're just not the most comfortable slides. They're a little snug. I don't like them. They got wet because I dipped my feet in the pool with them on just to see if the water was cold. My pool got cold. Like, I guess the temperature dropped like a degree here, and my pool went from like super hot to chilly. I left the sandal.
It was cold last week.
I left the flip-flops, the slides, outside by the patio set.
Mm-hmm.
Wet.
Yeah.
And I guess that might have been the factor.
Right.
It was 100 degrees the last couple of days.
Right. Or you say the factor, or God's telling you something.
Or God's
or the
telling
universe is trying to remind you of something.
You remember seeing these? They were the Tin Man looking silver,
Tin Man slides.
huge, monstrous, poofy slides.
They're moon boots.
Right?
Moon slides.
Yo,
Slides.
I looked at those. I go, Sarah, those can't be mine. They shrunk and curled up.
It's fucking Iron Sheik slides.
Like, they're
Put your foot in it. I want to see your foot in it.
It won't fit, I don't think. Look. That shit is so funny to me. Look how weak that looks. Look. It doesn't, your foot is bigger than that. Like, it's like, are you serious?
Give me the one shot.
That
spot.
shit is so funny to me. Look at that. Look at them.
Don't fall.
They stay curled.
How the fuck does that happen?
That's what you get when you buy some cheap shit.
The other way, towards the middle.
Oh, that's so funny, man. That shit is funny. Guys, if you're just listening, Rich bought some corny ass slides, but I get it. It was a
I
family.
did it, my wife did.
I know, but you know what? I'm not even hating on that because it was a family thing. It's cute. It is cute. But we kind of thought they were a little weak. They shrunk in the sun and they curled up like elf slides.
Wait, put them in front of this.
Like, that's so significant. What piece of shit? See, that's what you get. And it goes back to your $9 shoes.
Man.
They're great now.
Oh, that's great.
Until your fucking foot rips through them. I swear to God, this is everyone has that learning lesson, right? Like, your parents always said, what did your parents always say? You get what you pay for, right? You get what you pay for. Yo. Right? I'll tell you my moment.
By the way, my current footwear.
Yeah. Please, like that.
I think I need to step up my game if you guys are right.
That's all we're saying, man. And you not only that, like, you earned it, you deserve it, and like,
all right,
you're better than that.
I got my $500 teaser for the weekend. If I
That
win
shit
it, we're
is
getting
great.
new shoes.
Look, I'm not saying you need to go extravagant and be opulent and buy Yeezys. You could buy a fucking regular pair of beaters. That's the point. But anyway, like, here was my moment where you get what you pay for. My first, you get what you pay for. I remember like buying a bag of socks, and it was like, socks? My mom always fucking made it out like socks were so expensive. Steven, I bought you gold toes. They're the best. You ran through another pair of gold toes? Like, sorry, Mom. Right? You got another hole in your socks. She always made such a big deal about things like that, right? So when I, became a man and I went out on my own to Walmart.
Yeah.
I remember I
you're
was
like a man.
What's Mom bitching about? Socks are cheap. And I remember buying like these cheap ass socks, or I might have bought them at the gas station, and some sheets too, Egyptian thread. At the gas station, like, I bought like cheap socks, and I remember I took them and I fucking put them on and pushed my foot right fucking through the sock, and I was like, what pieces of shit? Wow, you get what you pay for, and that's exactly what happened with your stupid sandal right there.
Look at those.
Yeah, fucking elf sandal you got now.
Look at this.
That's ridiculous.
It's like an elf foot.
It shrunk like, honestly, size 11 to like size 7. And he curled up too.
I was like,
Oh,
what?
do you have Sarah's in comparison that weren't in the sun?
Sarah's probably fit me better than those. Yeah.
That's wild. How does rubber? Let me feel it again.
Yeah.
It's just rubber, right?
It's like a poofy. Yeah.
It's so fucking weird.
They like shriveled up like the Wicked Witch. Like a house fell on me and my feet went. Those like the Iron Sheik specials now.
I wonder if the water then the heat did it, or if just the heat was enough to do it.
No.
They're like shrinky dinks. They're shrinky dinks.
I try not to take the cheap shortcut with things like this, but clearly my shoe choices lately
The same
are.
thing's gonna happen with your sneakers.
Shrinky dinks.
If these fail me, it's a $9 thing.
Don't leave them in the sun.
And trust me, dude, I'm not going to be wearing $9 sneakers when we go to different
know
workplaces
that.
and we're going to meetings or do stuff. It just to me, even if I wore them 3 times, it's $3 a wear.
That's how it starts, bro.
I know.
You know, it's like when my buddy Barnando called me up to tell me about his hemorrhoids.
Right.
I knew that was the start of something, you know? And it like, I'm like, oh.
And then what did he say recently? Oh, that like things don't fit.
Yeah. Barry's like, yeah, bro. Remember that? He said that a shirt that he always wore, a Hog-Off shirt from Super Rare
the
Shop.
Hog-Off shirt
Yeah,
doesn't fit anymore,
he said
bro.
he gave it to his wife because it doesn't fit him anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean it doesn't fit you anymore?
Check off signs of giving up.
How much weight did you gain, fucker?
Clothes don't fit. You're wearing Jeepers. You got moon slides that are too small.
Lucky you're still handsome, bro. Hold on to that shit for as long as you can.
Imagine it. Hold on. How long did you leave them outside? Like just overnight?
Looks like fucking
like a
years.
day or so.
Imagine if you were wearing. Hold on.
I'm
Imagine if you were wearing them.
Imagine you
and
were
you were
at
like
Disney
chilling
World.
in the sun.
No, he goes
and
on.
then
And
all of a sudden I was like,
I can't get them off. Ah! They're stuck permanently on my feet.
Rich
What
goes
was that from?
Rich
Why
goes
was
to
that?
Splash Mountain, and he's fucking.
Dude.
It's a hot day at Disneyland. All of a sudden, they're fucking curling up.
Why am I? I'm imagining something. What the fuck am I imagining? What was it where someone's foot, like shoes got permanently stuck in their feet?
I don't know. I'm just picturing you on the roaring rapids at Six Flags. And like this is starting to get hot. You're like, my feet! No, Rich thinks his feet are growing. My feet are growing. My feet are growing, Farrah.
Like Pinocchio's nose.
My feet are growing. Something's happening. That's so. Look at those fucking things. It's so funny. To me, that's funny, man.
You have the wide shot?
I don't know why, but Rich can't even. For those who can't see, Rich can't even put his foot in the sandal because they shrunk. That shit is funny.
Oh man.
Well, hey,
I wonder if they fit.
Weekies.
I wonder if they fit Ben.
They're
Maybe
close
fit-
to it. Leave him
Sarah,
out-
bring
leave-
in Ben.
Leave him out in the sun for another day.
Sarah.
All right. Well, thank you guys. I feel like I have like an old story about that, and I can't think of it. I feel like my mom's gonna hit me up later, like, don't you remember when your dad
you
left
bring in
something
Ben?
outside? And I feel like there's another story about that I have, and I can't think of it.
Grab the beef ball.
Let's stick Ben on the table and see if this shoe fits him. Maybe it'll fit Ben. Here.
Oh, you know what? I think it might.
Here.
Look at this beefcake.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fits him better.
That's.
Does that even fit?
He loves it.
You like this?
I love how they curled up too, like Iron Sheik did.
Yeah. Ben shoe. Sarah, does this fit you now or no?
Yeah, Sarah got another pair now.
Doesn't even fit Sarah.
It doesn't even go on her foot. That's so embarrassing.
Foot cam.
It's funny though. It's really funny. All right, well that's hilarious. We were saying, Sarah, imagine that happened to Rich while he was wearing them.
And they just shrunk on my foot.
That shit is funny.
It's a toy. It's your toy now.
Now he wants it. Now it's Piper's chew toy. Oh shit! She just hit his head walking out.
Oh jeez, Ben. Beef
All right,
ball.
well,
Beef.
that's the juice of the day, guys. Honestly, so there you have it. Now,
Right,
there's a few things
that was fun.
There's divisive conversations that I don't think I want to have. I will tell you this.
Oh,
To back Rich up. I continued Ted Lasso last night, courtesy of Daniel Javier Fitz, the after show.
And
But
you know
later.
what? Rocket Dog,
Yeah.
Matt hit me up and said he watched the first 1 or 2 and was like, I don't know if I'm feeling it either. And then he's like, I just watched a few more and I'm fucking sucked in.
I'm starting to like it now. I'm not saying it's the greatest show ever, and I'm not trying to be resistant of that either and take some weird stance. It's good enough I didn't hate the show, so now I'm watching it. I'm on episode 5, so he's such a likable character.
Yeah.
That I acknowledge for sure, right? But You know, I'm at the part where
Do you like Jamie Tart? Do you hate him? Do you like Jamie Tart? Do you like?
I'm at the
No,
part
you're gonna
where
love
his wife comes to visit and reality sort of sets in.
It gets even better from now. I'm telling you, the show is just fantastic. Ted Lasso, The Morning Show. There's a couple other shows that I have not watched that I just want to throw out there because they're on other people's radars.
Mm-hmm.
What is the Mosquito Coast? Is that on what?
I don't know, but people keep saying I should check it out.
Mosquito Coast, and there's another. What's the one? White Lotus on HBO.
Everybody's talking about
I feel like that's one that people are talking about.
I watched that.
Did you like it or no? You haven't really mentioned it. That's why I assumed you thought it was.
You know what? It was a show that I like casually watched because it would be on late at night when I was just like chilling on a Sunday. It was interesting. It's just odd. It was an odd show.
Would you recommend it though?
I don't know.
Spot another
a lot
show.
of people buzz about it.
Yeah, that and Mosquito
I would
Coast.
only recommend watching it because it was a easy sort of watch, but it's bizarre. But it's just like self-contained series, so you could watch it pretty quickly. And Alexandra Daddario's floppers are pretty good.
Yeah, she's hot.
What is it?
Spot.
Mosquito
Yesterday
Coast.
I mentioned a show. Last show I'll mention. Like I told you, I watched the 9/11 documentary, which is sad but really informative.
The Mosquito Coast is Apple TV, by the way.
Apple TV, Mosquito Coast, really informative.
Mosquito Coast.
Oh, Justin Thoreau's in that.
We said the show. If you're on Apple TV because you're watching Ted Lasso in the morning show, other shows on there to watch: Momoa and now Bautista in season 2 of C, which I think looks sort of dope. I feel like that's not necessarily up my alley, but
Is
a
it
lot
Bautista
of people.
or the streamer? I'm confused by that.
And there's the movie. That Spot, Covino and I were like, we like everyone involved, but we're not sure if we were going to watch it. Selena Gomez, Martin Short, and Steve Martin.
Only Murders
Only
in the Building.
Murders
It's
in
a
the
movie?
Building? No, Only Murders in
Is
the
it a
Building.
series or a movie?
I've heard it's
It's a series.
Oh, you said
I've heard
movie.
it's
No, I'm
interesting. I've heard it's good. I mean, how can you go wrong with Steve Martin and
Martin
Short?
And Selena Gomez is also
is true.
likable.
But
you know?
I'm saying, yeah, like that's just another level. It brings like the young vibe. But it's what that someone dies in the building and they start a podcast and then they start uncovering stuff about the building, realizing that there's more to it than just what's on the surface. Seems interesting. Seems like a very like an old type, almost Woody Allen-esque type of thing.
Lynn saying she's watching The Outer Banks with her son. My dad and my sister and my brother. That's like the one thing they all watch that I don't love as much as them. Like I haven't watched season 2, but my dad, my brother, and my sister are like, Outer Banks. I don't know. I couldn't really get into it to that level. I couldn't get into it to that level.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please do. I got a lot of stuff, but go ahead.
Okay. I have a question
Go
for
ahead,
you.
buddy.
I just saw, a trend. Before we get into the rando news and some other stuff you want to discuss, I saw a trend that I figured, well, maybe we could have a conversation on it. It takes a little brain power, so put your thinking caps on,
geez,
everybody.
Okay, let's go.
I saw that there was a trend. I saw Blade was trending. Blade. Like, why? Wesley Snipes? Is he alive? What
I was
happened?
just thinking that.
Right. Blade was trending.
Blade.
And there was a debate going on that Spider-Man and X-Men were the reason that Marvel Cinematic Adventures have gone next level. They're responsible for the Marvel Cinematic boom that we're living in today, right?
yeah,
So people are
that's-
crediting, oh man, yeah, that Spider-Man X-Men comeback that's really what started it all.
It's possible. I'm not into that
But
scene.
the argument
Yeah.
was, nah, bro, 1998, Blade was the start of it all. Blade. That's why it was trending.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people saying, yo, why you snubbing Blade like that? You tweaking. Nah, he tweaking. Blade. That's the debate. To my understanding, that's what I was getting out of it. I was trying to do my research, trying to figure out, well, why is Blade trending? This is what I gathered from it.
That's like crediting Brandon Ruth for the resurgence of the DC universe with
So
Superman.
you do think it was, what year did Spider-Man come out with Tobey Maguire? What year was that?
So that was early 2000s, right?
Okay. So, I mean,
03.
was it 03?
02 or
It was
03.
definitely
02 or 03.
2000s. A young Joe Manganiello was in it.
Chad Kruger Hero was
Oh,
part
yeah.
of that soundtrack, and that
And
was 02, 03.
Chad Kruger, Josie Scott.
What year was that?
So
2002.
Yeah,
Be-
2002.
because the public was giving credit to Spider-Man 2002 and X-Men for the Marvel cinematic boom we live in now,
I would argue
the combative, would it be retort? was nah. Blade. Yo, why you tripping? Why you sleeping on Blade? Blade was the start. So again, that's the debate, throwing it out there.
I would argue.
Giving you something to think about. But my question as a result, Spot, and we could harp on all these. My question as a result, are there other things that don't get the credit for the boom?
It's a good question.
Like the Osbournes. Everybody kind of knows it, but do they get the credit for that? Was sort of our introduction for reality. Well, you live in Pop 2K world. You think everybody realizes that, yeah, it was the Osbournes that led us into their living room that sort of changed everything.
The Osbournes and the Ann and Nicole Smith show were the first two that really
Jeffrey Osborne
really hit home.
Jeffrey Osborne.
Yeah. On the wings of love. Welcome to my house.
But do we realize
only the two of
that's
us?
what changed? That's why we're talking about Bachelor in Paradise.
Together flying.
It changed TV forever, man. It changed everything.
Right, because of well, I mean,
reality TV.
You could argue that the Real World was the original, but
yeah, but those were regular people. Spot. He's saying like Ozzy Osbourne was a legend who was telling people, "Come in my home."
Mm-hmm. Well, the birth of the whole reality series wasn't that around the writer strike of like 07, 08?
So they improvised.
So they were like, we have no actual.
No, not really, because all that stuff was way earlier. Survivor and The Amazing Race and Bachelor all happened.
But that goes with this conversation. Some people say one thing and maybe it was another.
The turn of the century. All like The Bachelor season 1 was 2002. Survivor. Richard Hatch, remember that fucking weird, creepy dude that ended up in jail?
He
right,
was the first.
It was the first winner. That was almost 20. That was like 20 years ago. And Amazing Race, which I don't watch, still is around. So people love The Amazing Race. All those things were roughly 20 years ago.
I'll give you a few of mine. These are my theories. These aren't facts. You know, like was it the writer's strike or was it the Osbournes? Was it Real World? Pretty sure it was the Osbournes, right? Who really did it on a next level sort of interesting way of, yeah, this is where the world's headed, right? How about this one? The beard rage, the beard boom. You know who I credit? I don't think they get the credit, but here's who I credit. Brian Wilson. Is that his name? The pitcher. Remember Fear the Beard?
Yeah.
Was that his name? Brian Wilson?
Brian Wilson's in the Beach Boys.
So what was his name? Wilson. His last name's Wilson. The fuck was his name?
It's okay. Wait, hold on. Don't look it up. Use your head.
No, I'm looking it up.
No, don't look it up. Use your head for 10 seconds. Wilson. He's right. Is it Brian Wilson also? Yes. It made sense. It sounded right, but it
sounded confusing. Brian Wilson, to my memory, was the first guy, and I know the Red Sox, they had their beard phase and everything, but this guy was rocking that crazy fucking beard. Next thing you know, other relievers were rocking the beard, and then all of a sudden, every team was rocking a beard. I don't think Brian Wilson gets the credit he deserves.
He was called the Beard.
He was the Fear the Beard. He was the dude. And then since then, to my knowledge and my eyes and my understanding, the beard hasn't gone away since this fucking guy made it a big deal. That's how I saw it. Again, I'm just giving credit. It's up for debate.
Do I have to credit my beard too?
Yo, Spot, man. Honest to God, man, that's what I remember first. Like, what is it with the beard? And then all of a sudden, if you watch sports and if you watch baseball, his fellow teammates started rocking the beard. Other players started rocking the beard. Then a beard became a thing. Then a beard became a thing again. I don't know. That's who I credit. So that's where this conversation is going. I got a few more.
2010.
Yeah.
That's a great thought of who is the originator and do they get credit? Like,
or it doesn't get enough credit. Like maybe common knowledge, you know it, but maybe not everybody does. Like don't you feel like Allen Iverson? I know he gets credit, but don't you feel like he was the guy that was like that took no tattoos? Like everybody had tattoos.
That generation, maybe not just him, but he represents that generation.
Some people would say maybe
like a Latrell Sprewell type,
Latrell or Dennis Rodman.
Yeah,
you know, the worm, but I think it was Allen Iverson who meshed that hip hop sort of vibe and the tattoos with basketball.
Yo, there's, you know how we always say that there's someone that invented the high five.
Yeah, the guy in the was it the Dodgers, right?
Yeah, there's a guy in the Dodgers,
gay dude.
Yeah, a guy that later came out was the guy that started high fiving his teammates.
Yeah, they said it didn't exist until he started doing it
in the NBA. I don't know the answer, but if you backtracked it and went far enough back, maybe 90s, 2000s, who was the first team or guy to do the whole jumping into each other, like bumping into each other, like as a celebration, because that was not around. Like who are the first?
That's a good one.
Who are the first teammates to do the whole like jump up and like tap shoulders?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like after like a big shot or something.
But there
like
probably was an
There's probably
originator.
one guy that did it, right?
Yeah, and doesn't get any credit. It was probably, a team that we don't know.
For all we know, it was like Kobe and Shaq or something.
Yeah.
There's someone that invented the jump up, like bump into each other thing.
And then like the last one, because I'm getting some of the obvious ones out of the way, and we'll read some feedback. Like Chris Webber, I think everybody knows, right? That they were the first to be rocking those baggy shorts.
Yeah, of course.
For sure.
The Fab Five were influential, and they were saying like if players were allowed to get paid back then in college, they would have been one of the most profitable ever. However, I thought of like even little dumb things. Every time in football, you get your 10 yards, the receiver catches the ball, spins it, and does a little first down.
That's the thing.
There had to be the first guy ever that did a little like
that gets no
move the
credit.
chains. It could have been fucking Steve Largent for all you know, but
do you have
probably
any
not.
other Blade examples? Because that's why Blade is trending. People are saying, no. Blade is the one that started the Marvel Cinematic boom. Think of any boom that's around now. Well, what started that? Do they get credit? You may know, but is it common knowledge to everybody? I don't know. Look, Ryan Caldwell, he backs me up. Fear the Beard started it all. To my knowledge, that is my random observation. I haven't seen any proof of this, but that's what I bring it back to.
Who made people start dancing like idiots on social media?
Who was the first?
Who said I'm going to use TikTok to do dances?
And that's a good one.
No, there had to be someone. Maybe it was the D'Amelio kid because they have by the way, the whole family has a reality show on Hulu.
I saw
now.
that.
It's like
D'Amelios?
It's the #1 ad that pops up every time. The D'Amelio family. Charlie, Dixie, and the parents are now a reality TV family. I wonder if their audience translates to television.
A lot of people are agreeing that it was Brian Wilson that started it. So, like, it trickled down from Brian Wilson.
Somebody said
to fucking Spot and every other guy in your group
Duck
that
Dynasty.
has a beard.
Someone said 864 said Duck Dynasty. That was
Well,
big because everyone was like,
but they were
"Oh,
like,
Duck
that
Dynasty."
wasn't trendy. It was like rednecky.
Yeah, no one's trying to be
No,
a
but
redneck.
everyone said when you had a beard, they're like, "Duck Dynasty."
I don't think,
Sure.
I don't think so.
No one
man.
said, "Hey,
that
Brian
beard
Wilson."
Swept.
They said, "Hey, Duck
Yeah,
Dynasty."
but fear the beard.
It was a-
I
it
think
was a
it's a matter of
slogan.
like
It was
cool
a-
versus
yeah.
like
And he
Duck
was dying
Dynasty.
of
Yeah,
him. He was dying
like Duck
of his
Dynasty
beard.
had beards, but no one aspired to be them.
But I've never seen an interview where Brian
We're
Wilson's
sitting on
like, "Yo,
millions.
I started that fucking trend." I mean, he didn't invent the beard, but he started the boom.
I got one. And by the way, Jonesy and Kevin Perkins both brought up his name, and I think it's possible. I always do picture Michael Irvin doing
that?
first down, like
That's his
arrogantly
thing?
for the Cowboys. And I'm like, yo, he'd make a big catch and enthusiastically do the whole like first down. And I'm thinking maybe it is him.
So you know what's funny is there's always something, right? Like even Hulk Hogan, like he stole his whole from other things he saw. And we've seen that in documentaries. It's
Superstar
like,
Billy Graham.
Yeah, like Billy Graham was doing all that shit. So he really started it, but Hogan started, he took a piece here and there. We don't know where some of these things originated.
You can think this is like a lame example, but I challenge you to think of someone else.
Yeah.
It's a good one. You're going to say, really? But I truly believe it. I think one of the first guys to rock this look and make it look really cool to the point where I think that he's in the conversation.
Okay.
Me in tank tops.
Shaved head and beard, Daughtry when he was on American Idol. That was a long time
Maybe
ago.
he doesn't get the credit.
I think how many, like in the mainstream,
Yeah.
in the 90s, guys were still rocking the fucking George Costanza, thing, right? So like shaving your head,
real tight, like
shaving
chin
your
straps
head and
sometimes.
having like almost like a stubble beard with a shaved head. Daughtry on American Idol. I can't remember someone before that being in the mainstream where it's like, oh yeah, they have a shaved head and a beard. Tell me.
I can't argue it, right? Like I don't know the answer to that. So maybe Rich is right. Like someone started a look that we all rock right now. Like who was rocking skinny jeans? Punk stars? Punk rock guys?
Did
I don't
Alex Efforts make a point here? Theo Von, did he bring back the mullet?
That's a good
but
one.
But he did it ironically.
But that's a good one.
But now
might
it's
be.
back.
It's
like,
back.
He might be that guy who made it like, wait a second.
Theo
like he's
Von.
serious? Like the mullet is back.
Mullet's back.
Right? The mullet's back. We would just watch the Little League World Series.
Back.
And these little kids are rocking mullets. Theo Von might be the answer to that. Like, yeah, he brought it back. He started the boom again. That's funny. So, again, just a thought that dawned on me and figured I'd bounce a few off of you guys.
Do
I saw
people get
Mike there
credit?
saying Mike Tyson, he normalized like face tattoos. I mean, maybe he did, but
I don't
I'll
think
tell you
so.
what,
I think it was more of a what the fuck did Mike Tyson do?
everyone thought
Mike
that was
Tyson.
fucking odd when he did that. Now we
I
just
thought it was
accept it.
Gucci Mane with the ice cream on his face.
Nope.
Brr.
Not Stone Cold, not Goldberg. That was a goatee. I'm talking the beard with a shaved head.
I can't debate Rich's pop
Jason Statham.
toupee knowledge. The mullet. I think Efforts is onto something there. Theo Von. He didn't invent it, but he created the boom that we see happening as we speak.
Billy Ray Cyrus did that.
Yeah, back then. It's 2021 now. So he may be the first guy to start the boom. Anyway, again, Spider-Man, X-Men. Did they start the cinematic boom
I would say
for Marvel? Or was it Blade?
I would credit more X-Men than Spider-Man.
By the way, ZL John brings up a really good one. Deion Sanders, high stepping into the end zone.
Started that?
Think of how many times guys got open field in front of him, starts doing some type of high step or
Put his hand around his...
yeah.
Did he start that? And every once in a while, you'll see that shit. You're like, oh, it's Deion Sanders. But he's the guy that did it.
No doubt.
Start the boom. Be the boom starter. And boom goes the dynamite.
Well, how about a little palate cleanse?
Yeah.
Actually, a literal palate cleanse. I got something for us. There's a few things I want to try out this week. A little treat. I think we should start doing more sampling of things and trying things on the show. Okay. Like later this week, Spot, maybe tomorrow. Can we do this? My brother.
Let's do it tomorrow.
My brother went to an ear, nose, and throat specialist because he felt like his ear was clogged or he was getting headaches or something. And they did this thing where they did that water gun into his ear.
Yeah.
And they unclogged my brother's ears and he said he feels fantastic. So I ordered this online. It was like $30. It's an earwax removal kit. And it's not just like the burn the candle thing. It comes with, Spot, can you give me one shot? It comes with like, if you see there, it's like a little fountain, a little thing you put in your ear, a little squirt bottle. And it's like, tss, tss, tss. And apparently, like those TikTok videos, like if you have gunk,
The cocoons come
it'll
out.
fall like into the little bucket.
Right.
So one of you guys, we could try that this week. I got that, some earwax removal. But today,
Rich has spider eggs in his ears.
being that, what is it, no white pants after Labor Day, as if people wear pants anymore.
I thought you can't wear white shoes either. Pee Wee Herman says no.
No Jeepers after Labor Day.
No Jeepers after Labor Day.
So we'll do a little, maybe we'll
Rich.
see who has more earwax out of all three of us.
Okay.
The earwax challenge. That's really enticing.
I hope I win.
I think my hearing's okay.
Yeah, but you don't know what you got in there, Spot.
wanna
What
mess-
if
I
I
hope
don't
it's
know. I
me
don't wanna mess
because
with that.
then I could use that as an excuse. Like, see, Jordan?
yeah.
I get.
It wasn't
I
my
get
fault.
I get scared messing with my ears.
Yeah, but I'm
'Cause it's
saying
my,
like
my livelihood.
but I'm saying like imagine you do a couple drops and apparently you put this little thing in your ear, you spray through the little tube like, and then it all drains out of your ear into a little bucket you put by your ear.
New bearded but candles coming soon.
And Spot, for all
Spots
I know,
earwax.
oh, like see Laura saying she did it and got a massive ear infection.
Yeah,
Really?
it's like a colonic, right? Like
Like you need the bacteria, kind of?
you need. Yeah, you can flush your system,
So should I
but
put
like
yogurt in my ear when I'm done?
yeah.
So you think that
need just you need certain things in certain places like that's protecting your ear. Just like like you always say hair in certain places you shouldn't have.
Is that
it.
why
It's
you
like-
don't wash your
it's-
butt?
is that why you have
That's why I don't
is that
wash
why
my
you have
butt.
like big hairy armpits?
Can I do this up my butt? Oh wait, that's called an enema.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I wanted to do a colonic and I got discouraged because of that. Someone said, don't do a colonic because there's bacteria in your system that you're supposed to have. But someone told me you do a colonic,
Bacteria.
you'll lose like 5 to 10 pounds of like sludge and you'll feel fantastic. And so what? You have to have a tube up your ass. I would do it. If you told me I was going to lose 5 to 10 pounds of like intestinal sludge, you wouldn't do it?
I mean, I'm interested, sure. Yeah, I
But
probably
there
would.
are people that say that bloat and the sludge that you feel like you have, like someone like Spot would argue, well, that bacteria, some of it's good bacteria, which is a thing.
Yeah.
So do you clean your ears out? Do you clean your ass out? I don't know.
Wash your butt, right, El Kukui?
But
Wash your butt.
being that it is September 7th, That would have been my grandmother's birthday.
Ah, 2 days from my mom's birthday.
You know whose birthday it is today?
Happy birthday, Mom, in case I forget.
Today's birthday. Let's see. Oh, from American Pie. How old do you think Shannon Elizabeth is?
48.
Bingo.
Really?
Was her name.
Yeah. Gloria Gaynor. I will survive. How old is she?
68.
67.
78.
Damn.
Wow, she's surviving.
And the very funny, why am I drawing a blank on her name?
Leslie Jones?
Leslie Jones. I just put down Leslie. I'm like, Leslie.
54.
She is. You heard me say this before, didn't
Nah,
you?
man, I'm smart
You're
like
smart like that. Okay.
that. You didn't mention Christy Hines' birthday, though.
Yeah, how old is she? 60-something?
I don't know. Christy Hines. Hines of the Pretenders. She's got to be like 60-something. Isn't it her birthday? I thought I saw it was her birthday today.
I'll skip watching the anal challenge if you guys do that. Okay, yeah. If we do the colonic challenge, Kenneth is sitting that one out.
Other feedback from my mind. Sopranos, that started the boom, I think. What started the boom for like...
Oh, like documentaries?
Yeah, what was the documentary boom? But I
30
feel like
for 30
Sopranos
for
started
30s.
the...
30 for 30s.
Really?
Got people thinking, oh, documentaries could be
They were.
interesting.
There had to be something.
Maybe they've been around for a long time now.
Had to be something else. Was it like Netflix docuseries?
No, but Making a Murder? Something like that?
Oh, maybe. Like really put it next level.
I mean,
like, ooh, people have fucking...
a documentary? Let's see. All things are in our body for a reason. Hair, goo, grossness.
Goo.
Yeah, but that's like
I
saying,
agree.
so you shouldn't... like, you think Spot should have hairy-ass armpits like that?
It is supposed to protect
yeah,
That's why we have it.
Protect you from what, though?
They like keep you cool and shake the sweat away.
I mean, it's there for a reason.
Yeah.
That is true.
It's you want me to
Do we need
question?
it still? I don't know.
you want me to question?
You're not going to shave your balls because
you
God
want
put
me
it there?
to question millions of years of evolution?
Yeah, but I'm saying you're not going to shave your balls
You
because
think
God
you're
put it there?
smarter than millions of years of evolution?
No, but there's things that are unnecessary. You think everything on you is necessary? With hair, you could shave your head, right? Some people lose their hair.
Your hair protects you.
So bald people are designed to die?
They wear hats.
Made of what? Leaves?
Oh, you're talking about like days
But
of
you're
old?
talking about evolution. So people without hair on their head were designed to die?
Yeah,
Then they would have been out of the system already. Bald
Yeah.
people would be extinct.
yeah. Let's get rid of bald people.
I don't agree with because it's in your body, you're supposed to have it. That would be like denying treatments or medicine or anything. Like aren't we constantly evolving and adjusting?
We're combating things. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll never be
I'm
the
not supposed
guy
to be
that
alive
shaves his
anymore.
armpits.
You should.
You should be, Raymond.
Trim those bad boys.
Not shave them. You don't want to shave them like
Trim 'em.
you don't want to shave them like a woman and have like smooth armpits, but you want to like you want your armpit hair to be shorter. You don't want to look like you're giving buckwheat a headlock. Jeez. Rolando, step it up.
You don't shave your arms.
Yeah, I don't really have hairy arms. I don't know, Spot. We disagree. Agree to disagree. But as the palate cleanser, since it is September 7th, and we're officially in the season of pumpkin spiced everything and apple cider donut everything.
Yeah.
When's the earliest you could decorate for Halloween? Because
Yeah, for fall.
I thought that because I saw
October
someone.
1st.
I thought so too, Spot.
Why
Because
get some use out of it.
October's
Especially
the month.
if you have
no,
kids.
that's what I'm
September's-
thinking. I have all this.
September's
I have all this Halloween
October's
shit.
months.
I have
You
all
could
this
try-
Halloween
you-
stuff,
so you
and I'm
could-
like, what am I going to decorate and have it for 2 months then?
Well, then put some fall stuff out and then put the Halloween stuff out in October.
Yeah. Well, I saw these at the supermarket, and I think we need to try them just because
I mean,
it's either going to be the grossest thing ever or not.
I think it's going to be delicious.
Pumpkin spice Twinkies. Gross or awesome?
Sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, pumpkin spice Twinkies. Because, hey, everything's pumpkin spice now. You look Hostess, you know what they have? Like, they have little apple cider donuts
You're really
now.
the hostess with the mostest. Yeah. No, you're the hostess
Spot.
with the hostess. All right. Yeah, buddy.
Let's give it a shot.
Check this out, guys. A real live taste test.
There we go. Let's see if these are any good. When was the last time you had a Twinkie?
It's been a minute.
When there was a scare.
When there was a scare and everyone thought they were going away.
Shortage.
Going away.
Who gets credit for the pumpkin spice boom? Starbucks?
Smells good.
Yeah. Who does?
Smells like a little spice cake.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Delicious.
It's delicious.
I love it. Spot, you're the real critic here. How about you? You're Advance Palate.
The cream, it's actually your standard cake. The cream is pumpkin spice flavor.
That's good. Thumbs up.
Yeah, not bad. But have you noticed now? You go
Horrible
to the
for you though.
you go to the nutritional facts spot.
Horrible. What's in the Twinkie?
Oh my god!
What is it? Monosodium
Get this.
glutamate?
Sugar, 31 grams. Oh, the serving size is 2 Twinkies.
Yellow dye number 5.
Because you can't just have one, right?
They're saying 31 grams of sugar, added sugars, make this this is made of 62% sugar. Real good for you.
That was good, though.
270 calories for 2 of them, though. All right, hey. Happy fall, everybody.
Happy fall. All right, so quick rando news.
It's not
before
all
we get
about the
into
calories,
everything.
Rich.
Who started the pumpkin spice rage? Let us know. Who started the boom? Let's give credit to the boom starters. That's what the reminder is today on the show. Also, again, relationships. Art imitates life. Be a better person. Be honest. We discussed all that. Art imitates life.
What's your
Fart through the ages.
What's your thoughts on, speaking of being at the season of people already decorating for Halloween?
Cool
Kids going to trick or treat this year, or you think we're going to have another? You think we're going to have another? Well, last year Sarah and I did trick or treating with the kids, but I know a lot of people were reluctant. Are we back to normal?
I don't know about that, but I hope so. I hope they go out and have a good time. Real quick, right quick. We're 2 days away from football. So that's something to look forward to.
Does anyone want the rest of my Twinkie?
Yeah, I'm trying my best to keep it at. You can have that.
You're going to finish the rest.
No, I'm not.
No, you want the rest?
No, I'm good. I had mine. I had mine. You have yours.
You know you want
I
that.
have to throw it out. I don't want it.
Just take it.
I don't want it. I have to. I can't have that much sugar.
Just take it.
I had mine as a little treat because we wanted to try them. I'm not going to have yours.
You know you want it.
Then smush it. You want to smush it?
No.
So you don't eat it?
No.
If anything, it'll be like a little tasty little pancake.
It was definitely Starbucks, by the way. Kristen said.
Okay,
Hashtag super lame. Pumpkin spiced lattes.
Huh?
All the pumpkin shit.
There had to be someone originally that was like, hey, do you think? Because they try other ones. If you're a Starbucks connoisseur, like I know Kristen is, and my wife is more of a Starbucks person than I am.
Who started the yoga pant rage?
Well, leggings were popular in the 80s. Who rebranded them as like
Yoga pants?
yoga pants? Because they're really the same thing.
And like, was there a person that did it? Anyway, something to think
Jane
about.
Fonda.
Something to think about.
But I'm saying the same way, like I know for a minute, Starbucks recently did like an apple something caramel macchiato.
Starbucks.
It was like tasty, but it won't catch on. I'm saying there
the
had to be
apple
something.
thing. I had the apple thing this year.
Yeah, I did too.
It's new. It tastes like tea to me.
Yeah, I agree. It was not bad though.
It wasn't bad, but it tasted like a spiced tea more than actual coffee, and I didn't like that.
Agreed, 100% Spot. But I do wonder though, what was it about the pumpkin spice latte that caught on? Was it just something new? Is it really just that's what it was?
I mean, pumpkin spice is a good
It
flavor.
just tastes like the fall.
It does.
seasonal.
That
So it's like,
spice, especially when it's cold.
Yeah,
Seasonal.
it smells like
Around
yeah.
here, it's like it was fucking 100 degrees, and I walked into a Starbucks yesterday, and I'm like, they have the whole pumpkin display. I don't want to see pumpkin when it's 105 degrees outside.
Still need to.
But in colder weather, that spice,
Yeah.
that smell, that pumpkin taste.
It's still too hot in California for me to want to put
Yeah.
up any Halloween shit. I'm like, I want to for the kids because I have a bucket of shit, and I'm like, oh, it'll be fun to decorate, but for 2 months,
But
really?
The pumpkin spice latte is disgusting. I don't know how anyone loves that or looks
I like the
forward
cold
to
brew
it.
one. I had
Like,
that.
I don't mind a little bit of cinnamon sprinkled over a coffee. That's different. But it's like a gross pumpkin like goo. It doesn't work for me. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
And I love things, spicy things, spice things.
Someone's granny probably always made those before Starbucks. And she's like,
I
I
bet.
used to make pumpkin lattes.
She started the boom.
Give me a nice hot spiced apple cider. I'll take that.
That shit's nice.
But not a pumpkin spice latte.
Well,
Brando News.
tis the season.
Tis the season. And
now
tis the season to get ready for football. We're 2 days away. Cowboys, Buccaneers.
And you know what people will say? Any day now, you're going to say, I mean, not here, but around the country. Now you start hearing people complain about how it's getting chilly. Meanwhile, all summer they complained how hot it was. People just love to complain. So you have to anticipate what's the next complaint. The next complaint is it's getting cold.
Yeah.
When it's hot,
You complain about your pool being
it's
cold.
hot. My pool was cold.
Pool maintenance.
maintenance.
Even though you pay somebody. Also want to say, rest in peace. I don't know the guy, but man, people love him. And I could see why, because he's a big star on shows that I just never watched.
Oh, yeah. He was
So
really
Michael
talented guy.
K. Williams died, overdosed at 54. They found him dead in his apartment. Really sad story.
Yeah. You recognize him, though, right?
No, and I read up on him, though.
Oh, come on. I mean, I feel like this guy's been in a million things.
I never watched Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, okay.
And I never watched The Wire, right? 2 huge shows. So I'm able to understand, like, oh, okay, if he's a part of these 2 huge shows, I can see why people love him so much. These are huge shows, and from what I read and what I understand, he's a super talented guy that people really loved. I totally get it. I read up on him, and like he's the guy with the scar on his face, and was typecasted in a lot of thuggish roles on his come up because of that.
Well, and
you
unfortunately
probably passed away yesterday at 54.
What you probably noticed was a lot of, I feel like a lot of people on our timeline were paying tribute to him, like actors that we've had on
People
the
I
show.
worked
like,
with him,
well,
along the
it
way.
seems like everyone had at one point worked with him.
Right.
That's what it felt like yesterday.
Right.
Everyone from Daryl from The Walking Dead, what's his name?
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus, to even like interviewer people that we're friends with, people that aren't even actors. Like a lot of people were like, yo, this guy was legit.
Pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
He was all over the place, and a big loss in the acting community, and for people that really just loved what he did, and his fans, and those shows. These are mega blockbuster shows that people always talk to me about. So I get it. He's famous, and people like them. The Wire and Boardwalk Empire, and he did a lot of other things. So Michael K. Williams, rest in peace, the age of 54. I saw that 50 Cent was in the news because of him. Like, he said some off-color shit about his death. So now people are like trying to cancel 50 Cent. And he's just saying, yo, look, I'm different. I don't give a fuck. I'm not one of those fakers who he's saying that you're seeing like fake outcries and shit like that. Like, I'm not one of those fake motherfuckers. Like, he said some weird shit about, like, I don't know, heroin's a hell of a drug.
Damn.
I think that's what he overdosed on, though.
By the way, speaking of drugs, that store you mentioned yesterday.
Oh, he used it to promote his TV show and his liquor? What?
Yeah. 50 Cent first.
Oh yeah, bad look by Fitty.
Yeah, but then he doubled down on it. That was the weird part. Like, first he does something off color, people are like, yo, that's crazy. No wonder you got shot 9 times, was the sort of trend.
Said if you didn't see Raising Canaan, check it out. That fentanyl is no joke, killing the clientele.
And then he says something about Michael K. Williams. And then he double downs on it.
Double downs
on it.
Well,
I spelled Michael wrong. It's tough to spell Michael. I've been struggling with that my whole life.
So rest in peace there.
It's my middle name,
the
and I still don't know how to spell
the
it.
other drug story that we talked about yesterday, which was sad, with the comedians that passed away at Kate Quigley's house.
No, it's the other guy's house, according to the story. Fu Quan.
It was a
In Venice.
luxurious $1.8 million Venice Beach home rented by Kate Quigley.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Where
She was living in a $1.8 million house. Well, I guess in L.A.
Rented a house for a party. It's different.
rented a house for a party.
Okay.
That's what you said, right?
No, let's see. Quigley's plush home is located in the Venice neighborhood of LA. It was worth $1.8 million.
Jeez.
Property records show that it was last sold in 2012, but Quigley had rented out the address, so she didn't own it. She was renting a $1.8 million house on the beach.
That's at least like what?
By the way, her life,
$8 to $10 grand a month.
her life is never going to be the same. I mean, these 3 other comedians died at her house. That's fucking, at her get together. That just makes it worse.
She almost died herself.
Yeah. Really awful story.
That's horrible.
Jeez. All right. Well,
Don't do drugs, kids.
So the update is she's pulling through, and
the others did not.
Yeah, did not.
Who gets charged in this? Like, does someone get charged in this?
Yeah, we were
situation
saying
like
that yesterday, Spot, because everyone, it sounds terrible, but you could always point to the deceased as like, oh, they brought the drugs. Like,
Yeah, who
unless
brought
there's
the
a
drugs?
no, but I'm saying unless there's a very clear whose drugs they were, can't you always throw it on one of the deceased? I know that sounds terrible, but you could, right? Like, oh, if she brought the drugs, like,
You gotta live with that.
yeah, now it's awful. Everything about it sucks. Oh, do you guys want to play a little game called Rich Davis Relationship Expert?
Love it.
Rich Davis, relationship expert. I saw two stories in the news, both of which had my ears perk up. Like, oh, they think this is good. You know how you're in relationships and there's warning signs? Coldplay style.
This is Rich Davis, relationship expert, everybody.
Well, you see warning signs. Other people do not. You can warn them. You can tell them. But unless you're going through it yourself, if you're going through it yourself, you never see it. It's always your friends or family that could be like, you're making a mistake, but no one ever wants to hear it or see it, right? That's how it goes in relationships. The first person up, Aaron Rodgers, saying that he's going to be spending a lot of time away from Shailene Woodley. And he said, it's a really good thing for them both. Quote, it's a busy work time for her. So my decision to stick with the Green Bay Packers probably came at a good time for both of us to be able to focus on work. I think all the time apart is a good thing. And as we've all learned,
Tell Ted Lasso that.
as we've all learned, including Ted Lasso, Steve Covino, Christian Sorge, myself in relationships, when people say distance makes the heart grow fonder, it's like a cute thing for when someone's like temporarily away for a little while. But when your situation is set up where you're really not going to see the person you love, that is not a good thing.
No.
That makes the
Resentment
heart grow
builds and-
colder.
Yeah.
So I wish Aaron Rodgers luck. I do.
Makes the heart grow farther.
But if you think being away from the one you love, I know social media, I know FaceTime, I know all this stuff, but it doesn't help. I don't care if anyone says, well,
we're so
I was
brainwashed. We're so brainwashed by sayings.
We are. Oh, you know what
really
they
are.
say? Distance makes the heart grow fonder. How about distance from the one you love?
So it must be true.
Is just difficult. That's not as catchy.
Yeah, it's not as catchy.
No, it's not as catchy. Distance and being apart from the one you care about probably creates resentment, jealousy, weird feelings, and doubt.
Happy wife, happy life. Oh, yeah. So it means I got to be a henpecked fucking lame-o the rest of my life because the saying rhymes.
Every best man speech. And you know what they say? What, Frank? Happy wife, happy life.
He's right, you know. So that means
So
I'm
yeah,
probably gonna have
be
to,
a henpecked bitch and just listen to her.
I guess I have to be a bitch.
the
the rest of my
saying
life,
says
'cause it's
so.
true.
Well, the saying of the heart makes the distance makes the heart grow fonder is some shit someone came up with. Spock, can you tell me who came up with that? Can you find the origins of that?
Who started the boom?
Yeah, was it Brian Wilson's beard? Who started distance makes the heart grow fonder?
It was absence makes the heart grow fonder.
I'm sorry, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Same thing, but you're right. That is the official phrase. Whoever came up with absence makes the
I
heart.
don't think you'll ever be able to retrace
1785, a poem from.
Let's see. Trace back from millennia, the Roman poet Sextus
that. Wow.
is credited with the
Sextus.
earliest version of the phrase. The Roman poet Sextus Propertius.
Yeah, you know what it was probably in reference to?
This all ties back. He gets credit for the boom.
It was probably in reference to someone being away fighting like a revolution or war, and it was like, "I'll be back soon, my love." Well,
That's not how they
absence
talked in Roman
makes
times.
absence makes ye heart grow fonder.
Also not Roman.
You get the point.
I do get the point.
It was probably some old thing from hundreds of years ago where someone's at war and is like, "I'll be back. Don't die at war." "I won't. I'll be thinking of you and I'll write." Yeah, absence does make the heart grow fonder.
Always
It's like,
towards, here's the original phrase. Always toward absent lovers. Love's tide stronger flows.
Well,
Good one,
fast
Spot.
forward to 2021, and you know what absence makes?
The contemporary version appears in the Pocket Magazine of Classic and Polite Literature, 1832.
Absence makes...
'Tis absence, however, that makes the heart grow fonder.
Well, in 2021, you know what absence does? It makes other people slide into your DMs. Absence makes you start talking a little different to that hot secretary at work. Absence makes the dude at the gym look a little better looking to you,
Absence
ladies.
makes your dick grow longer.
Yeah, absence.
Did you know
absence makes you say okay to the cup of pumpkin spice latte with the hunky dude at CrossFit.
How about absinthe makes the fart grow stronger? I don't know
Absence
why.
makes your
Absinthe
penis wander.
Makes your penis wander.
That's
Yeah.
No
yeah.
ring on the finger, your penis can linger.
Oh, that's another good. Steve Covino, 2003.
Yeah, I don't get credit for that.
I don't know. So that's just story number one. I wish Aaron Rodgers luck, but I do think the whole absence makes the
what
heart
is-
grow fonder thing is.
What does Rich Davis, the relationship expert, say to Aaron Rodgers?
I say, find a way.
Find a way.
Find a way to like each week, like fly her in or you fly to her just for a day. Like that. I remember when I started dating Sarah long distance.
Yeah.
Because I had done it with my ex, Jen. I had done it with other relationships where you try to, you're not really close to that person, right? And I always thought that if you went more than 2 weeks,
I agree.
I used to think, when I say 2 weeks, meaning 10 days, if you leave on a Friday, no, I'm sorry, if you leave them on a Sunday,
2 work weeks.
if you leave them on a Sunday and see them the following Friday, that would be what, like 10 or 11 days? To me, limit. If you start going 3 weeks a month without seeing the one you're in love with, I'm telling you, someone else will infiltrate.
Especially
Something
because
will
what
happen.
happens is you start putting so much pressure on those moments you're together. And if it doesn't go right, you overthink it, you magnify it. If something goes wrong, you get into an argument.
I'm not saying it's impossible.
You really can't fix that problem right then and there during that weekend. You have to wait another 2 weeks to address those problems in person again. It really starts to fuck up the relationship. So, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is seeing this as a positive, and so did Ted Lasso. And as we know, things don't work out.
Absence elevates your options.
Give credit where it's due. Mike Wheeler,
Yeah.
213.
Absence.
The fashionista.
No can
Mike Wheeler, the
do.
fashionista.
Yeah, Mike Wheeler, the fashionista.
Yeah,
Wearing Ed Hardy shirts.
the love guru.
Hey, Spot.
That
Would
was,
you-
that was rude, by the way.
What?
He said he wears Ed Hardy t-shirts?
He might have made fun of me before.
Oh,
is
he
this a
actually-
one-sided?
but he
Is this a one-sided
What did
relationship?
he say?
But he actually does wear Ed Hardy t-shirts.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
He does. Yeah. Mike Wheeler with his cowboy button-downs.
Absence. No
Spot.
can do.
Spotty.
Spot here. I'm
Roughest patch of your marriage had to be part of the long distance you did. That didn't help your marriage.
scratching my head. Look at that.
I know. What are you going to do something about that?
I thought the rough patch was that patch of hair my dad had right above the crack of his ass.
Oh, the one Sarah trims for me like twice a year because it
called-
gets a little too many
It's
strays.
the rough patch.
Like, it's just a couple. There's a little too many strays. Can you get that for me? Thanks, babe.
I remember being a little kid, honest to God, I swear to God, fearing that one day I'd have the rough patch that my dad had,
Yeah.
which is right above his
Hey,
ass
Sarah,
crack.
Sarah, can you get the clippers a little?
Oh, he wears tap out shirts, not
Oh, that's-
Ed Hardy shirts.
Tap out.
Yeah, roughest part of my marriage was the year we were apart because I chose you over her.
I mean,
Preston.
that's probably what she says.
Preston said, in 16 years, my longest absence was 2 weeks while I was in California without him. Would hate if that were a regular thing.
It's nice when you have like the means to just travel back and forth.
No,
Not all of us do.
did.
Nah.
You did. You talk about all the money you have, and you
Yeah, but
like
I was
you,
also, yeah, I know.
you could have spent $300 a month to do a flight, or $600 for 2 flights a month. You just opted not to. You weren't paying rent in LA. You had options, but
pointing that out.
you tried to
Awkward burgers.
Loves pointing that out.
What? I mean, I'm saying absence does not do any good for a relationship. It just doesn't. When you're away from someone, how could that ever be a good thing? That means you're really not that into each other in a weird way, right? If you're like, yeah, I'm cool seeing them like once a month. If you're cool seeing someone once a month, are Aaron Rodgers and Shailene Woodley that psyched about each other then?
Absinthe makes the heart grow fonder.
No, makes the fart grow stronger.
Absinthe? Absinthe.
That's what the
Mike
website
Wheeler said he never wore Ed Hardy. I'm sorry, Affliction and Tap Out.
Oh.
It also depends on the
Mike Wheeler has
depends on the
jeans with he
personality.
has jeans with bling on the pockets.
Oh, yeah, you got to get rid of
He's
those.
definitely that.
I think
guy.
it depends on the personality of the people. Not everyone like needs constant attention from others.
It's true. I'm a little more, maybe I'm a little more needy than the average person with that stuff, but I don't think anyone wants to go long times.
No one wants to, but they can survive longer than others. Like you, someone pointed it out. Who was it? Was it Rocket Dog? You can make fun of him. He pointed it out. You couldn't leave Sarah alone when she went away for a weekend trip with the girls.
Yeah, but that's because we enjoy each other's like little banter on a daily.
Yeah, but give her a few days to just fucking be yourself and hang out with other people.
Yeah, you're controlling. I'm just kidding.
I'm like the least controlling. Military men do it all the time. That's from your dad. I was like, who said that? Stephen Covino.
Tie a yellow ribbon round the old dog tree.
Yeah,
is that what it said?
I try and get it.
Oh, is that why your ex, when it moved to Jersey, was she in the military?
She was in the military.
Oh,
I try and get.
Spot. Layla was serving in the California military. That's why she would never go to Jersey.
Spot. He loves to bring that up, man.
I think your dad's watching. You'd appreciate that.
He loves to bring that up.
Yeah, I just try
Right,
to
Big
get
Steve?
Ten's
Right,
constantly
yeah.
busting my ass to try to get away from her.
I mean, it's true.
I need like 5 minutes away from her.
And by the way, not even just the military. What about the military wives? Look at my poor sister who's watching. Dawn, I'm sure she's watching. She's away from her family. She's away from him.
Yeah.
Just because they're serving the country, man. That's tough. That shit is tough.
Yeah.
That shit is super tough. So,
like Kristen saying, as long as you have sexy phone time, all is good.
is it really the same?
It's not the same.
Is it fucking really the same? I don't think so.
I'd rather just
Sitting
like
there
watch
with your
Pornhub and jerk off.
sitting
there
there
on
with your
FaceTime?
your pee in your hands,
I don't
Doesn't
know.
do anything
looking
for
at
me.
someone.
So,
That's
tell me
weird to me.
Tell me what you do to it if you were here. Oh my god. Yeah, it doesn't do anything for me.
So
I'd
Rich
rather
Davis,
just watch Pornhub and jerk off.
Rich Davis,
Relationship
relationship expert.
expert.
I have another one who wants scenario number 2. Machine Gun Kelly, Megan Fox. By the way, my favorite part of their story. Do you know my favorite part of this story?
No.
Machine Gun Kelly had a poster of Megan Fox on his room when he was a kid.
Oh, that's cute.
It's like,
How much
That would-
older is she than
that
him?
would be like me banging Cindy Crawford.
How much older is she than him?
that would be like Jamie Tart and Roy banging. Right?
Amy Tart and Roy.
Yo.
How much you love? You're gonna start loving Roy so much more. Roy's like the fucking number one guy. Everyone loves Roy.
I like it.
You're
like-
gonna start to love Roy more
It's
and
a
more.
Ted
though.
Lasso reference.
That would be like Rich banging Roy of Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had him on my wall too.
Yep. Just like that.
I'm not good at sexy
Someday-
phone time,
someday
Alex.
I'm
Either am
gonna
I.
have a tiger.
I'm not good at sexy phone time at all.
Sexy phone time.
I don't even know what that means.
Why do you think he partnered up with you? He found his Siegfried. Now he just
Yeah.
and I'm his tiger.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's his dreams have come true.
Ain't that right, Siegfried?
So, go ahead, relationship expert. I want to hear.
Yeah.
I found my Siegfried and tiger.
Let's see.
Megan Fox.
Oh, Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. Relationship expert also. I from my experience, I feel like I sense danger when I read what she says about him. Their passion levels are hot and steamy, and they gush about
Sounds
each
like
other.
Spot this morning.
In fact, they posted a picture of a table from an Airbnb they were staying in and insinuated all the fucking they did on the table. And they're like, we feel bad for whoever owns
Really?
this table. Yeah.
Classy.
She said,
It's not comfortable. Tables are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
loving Machine Gun Kelly is like being in love with a tsunami or a forest fire. The intensity of merging with him is overwhelming, and it's so powerful. Now, that sounds beautiful and all, but I feel like relationships like that, where the highs are so high,
Yeah.
you're destined for the lows to be like, you know how low? Like, baby, lock them doors and turn the lights down low.
Baby, look,
Low.
Baby, look,
The lows are fucking low.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
I've had experience a few times where like
Passion
when
goes both
passion
ways.
levels are way off the charts, but like the bad stuff is way off the charts bad.
Yeah, that's definitely my
I don't
last
like
relationship.
those.
I've lived
I
it.
can't deal with those. Like 1 minute, like
Well, it's a roller coaster ride. It's fun at
I
first.
joke about that with Nicole, who I do the podcast with, have kids, they said. Her and her husband, Matt, man, they love hard, but they fight hard. And I'm like, yo, you got 2 kids, you got all this busy work stuff you're doing. I'm like, you and Matt still have that, you guys still have the energy to like hate each other, but then like fuck like at your first date the next day. Like they are the love hard, fight hard. And I'm like, yo, I don't have the energy for that. I'm glad you do.
Don't they carry like vials of blood around their neck? Each other's blood.
not Matt Nicole.
I'm sorry.
Machine Gun Kelly
Machine
and
Gun Kelly.
Megan
I'm
Fox.
sorry,
Yes.
I was just thinking about
Very
that.
Angelina Jolie, Billy Bob Thornton style, where the passion levels, like it's almost like there's got to be some catchy phrase, not like absence makes the heart grow fonder. Isn't that something like
Absence
something
makes the
burns
spark
out
grow
harder,
stronger.
like something like something burns out faster? But I feel like those relationships are so passionate, but then they burn out quick. Like, don't you feel like Pete Davidson's like that with every hot girl he dates? Like they're obsessed with him, but then very quickly they're like, and I'm done.
Kate Beckinsale.
I'm trying to think of the saying that you're thinking of because I know where
flame
you're going.
burns quick or something. Like there's some.
But it is. It's the extreme highs and the extreme lows, and then why do you deal with the extreme lows? Because you're hoping for that extreme high again.
I remember
and it becomes a pattern, and it's really unfortunate.
I remember my ex Kristen.
But there's the passion that you're really riding on. You're
Not
like, yo, there's
so-
passion involved here, and I love it.
The candle that burns twice as bright burns half as long.
Yeah, maybe. I remember multiple women I've dated seriously were very emotional. Like, two of my most recent exes before I met my wife were the type where 1 second you're crying and next second
brightest
you're
stars
holding each
burn
other.
out the fastest.
Brightest stars burn out the fastest. Yeah. Megan Fox is a thumb wrestling champion. Have you ever seen that thumb?
Oh my God.
She got dick thumbs.
The light that burns twice as bright.
Megan Fox has 4 thumbs.
Imagine if you had kids with Megan Fox. They'd have dick thumbs and dick toes. Think about it.
Yeah.
She has really weird thumbs. And Rich has really weird
Thumbs and
dick toes.
Maybe
Yeah.
she'd have dick. Maybe your kids would have dick thumbs.
Yeah.
So, Megan Fox
Dick thumbs.
and Machine Gun Kelly, Aaron Rodgers and Shailene Woodley. I wish them both the best, but
So
from
you're
from their comments, both seem like they're in dangerous territory and don't realize it.
What they're really saying is troublesome based on experience.
Yeah,
Like,
what they're
oh,
saying-
really?
they
So
think-
your passion levels are really high and loving him's like a forest fire and all that shit? Yeah, we've all been there. That shit is great.
That forest fire will
Like,
eventually be put
first.
out.
Yeah, and eventually it's like, oh, the shit that you were
Nurture
fueled by and that you
and-
loved is what really ends up tearing down that relationship. It becomes too much, and I lived that for sure. That was definitely my relationship, 100%. So you look for something more even keel, a slower burn, like Rich was describing later on.
I can't do that. I can't do that crazy hot and cold type of person anymore.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of work, but the highs are high.
Yeah, the highs are high, but it's not worth it. So there you go. Rich Davis,
Relationship
expert.
Warning signs
Oh,
to look out for.
and as we get ready for football, did you see the other story about relationships? People are criticizing Patrick Mahomes' fiance.
For what?
I can't even wrap my head around this at all because they've been together for years and years.
By the way, Drew Mack just hit us up. I haven't heard from him. Drew Mack the Handsome. What's up, Chuck?
Oh, I thought he was.
Hey, Chuck. He goes, yo, has Rich lost his mind? Seriously. Walmart shoes? Yeah, for real. Like,
Drew Mack.
I get it. Like, I get it in the moment, but now you're like, you're really like,
Well, I have to own it. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
It's the double downs again. The double downs.
I'm double downsing, as you
Double
said. I'm
downs.
double downsing. These are the shit. Drew Mack, send me your address in Nashville. I'll get you some. I know you want them. I know you want those bad boys.
we should all buy them. Where are they from? You start the boom.
Who started the boom?
Where are they? Walmart?
Walmart, yeah.
Walmart Jeepers.
Walmart. No, they're at Walmart.
Well, excuse me, sir. Do you have the Wikis?
Oh, yeah, right there. They're hanging on a plastic hook.
Do they come like connected on a little plastic?
Oh, yeah, on a
Really?
plastic hook.
Fucking terrible.
Wikis. Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes, I thought this was interesting. People are criticizing like his fiance, who's
Hey man,
You know-
people really need to back off and understand. Like, she's my wife, and
I don't know the story.
and then someone insinuated like, oh, don't worry, she'll be on the Real Housewives of such and such in the future, and people are then criticizing her like, look at her, like she's not going to work while Patrick Mahomes, and it's like, listen, they've known each other for years. Now, granted, she bet on the right horse in the race, but she loves him. They've been together through all of it, like what, high school, college, everything.
Who started the quarterback boom? Michael Vick?
The what?
The quarterback boom. Today's quarterback.
Mobile black quarterback versus
Mobile.
like pocket
Yeah.
passing white dude.
Michael Vick?
Yeah, but I think if you ask who took it to the next level spot, are you going to get coffee? Do you mind? If you're going. Patrick Mahomes is going to end up making more money than probably any quarterback in NFL history until there's some other dude in like 20 years from now that beats his record. Patrick Mahomes has the mega contract of all mega contracts. So why on earth would people criticize or question like what his fiance does for work?
I mean, it depends what she does. I don't know what she does.
Yeah, but does it even matter? Like, think about it. He's like fresh out of college.
Yeah, but if she was like
Look at their real age.
waiting tables at Applebee's, that deserves some questioning.
No, but look at her real age. Meaning, not her real age, meaning like we forget sometimes because we're thinking that they're like us. You're a grown up. You've been working 20 years, right?
I am?
Patrick Mahomes and his fiance are in their early 20s.
Okay, so what
If
does she do?
No, but I'm saying...
Tell me what she does.
No, they're like entrepreneurial stuff. And like people are like... I'm saying people are just questioning her. And my thought is like, why should she ever have to do anything other than like fun hobbies she wants to do?
Is that what they're questioning?
Unless she wants to do it. If she wants to work or do whatever she wants, but if she opts or Patrick or anyone's like, listen, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. I'm making like $500 million throwing a football.
Yeah, she could do whatever the fuck she wants.
And she's not some gold dickin'.
No, it's his high school sweetheart.
It's his high school sweetheart. So
people really
like they're really hard on her.
Off. Like if she wants to open up an Etsy shop and sell bracelets and like let her do whatever she wants. You know, whatever makes her happy. You know, she supports me and you know she's her own person and.
Patrick Mahomes calls out Brittany Matthews as the best mom in a sweet birthday tribute to his wife. Post a beautiful picture of the three of them. And like I'm saying, people were saying the comments are like eye rolly because people are like mocking her life and her choices. And it's like, what?
I want to know what she does though.
Dude, I don't know. I'll look it up. Clearly, I don't know. I haven't answered you.
But that's important
entrepreneurial
to the story.
All right.
Right? How is it not important to the story? Like, if you told me she was fucking...
She's not working at Applebee's, bro. She's not working at Applebee's.
But it's important to the story. If you told me, yeah, she's a stripper, I would be like, yeah, why is she doing
does like
that?
fitness stuff. She does like stuff online, like stuff that like 20-year-olds do that, but they make a little money here and there on.
Like, yeah, okay, all right, just little things like that.
She's building her own fitness empire, is what she says. A little community of fitness stuff online.
And they're getting criticism. Yeah, people just fucking like to stick their nose.
She does like
in other people's.
She's doing modeling for different athletic.
Right. She's
doing modeling for different clothing companies.
It makes perfect sense because when you're Patrick Mahomes' wife, that's sort of what you're labeled as.
She's modeling fitness,
right?
Fitness
so
square.
She wants to do whatever she can to at least separate herself as her own person. She's living in her husband's shadow.
Yeah, but I'm saying she wants to do
as a 24-hour job.
She wants to do something.
Yeah,
she's also
that's good for her.
A young mom who doesn't have the pressure to have to get a job and do all these things to support the kid because her baby daddy, future husband, is the richest man in the NFL.
Right. And she could take these chances and do whatever she wants.
So if she wants to be fitness blogger and, here and there model some yoga pants for a company, like people are off their fucking rocker. Like, I mean, she's as genuine as it gets as far as like she goes back with him.
I think it's great.
And by the way, Randall Cunningham, Cordell Stewart, Michael Vick, a lot of answers. Warren Moon was just African-American. He was not the mobile style quarterback that Covino speaks of.
He didn't change. He didn't start the boom.
No one knows what any NFL wife or girlfriend does, with the exception of Tom Brady and Giselle or Russell Wilson and Ciara.
Again, Giselle was established, right?
No, but
so she stood on her own right, on her own two legs. This girl, she's like Pat Mahomes' girlfriend and wife. She wants to create her own path and do her own thing. She's not just Pat Mahomes' wife. It's like that Kate Quigley story. Like they keep saying Darius Rucker's ex-girlfriend. It's like, yeah, but she was doing her own thing. Like you can't fucking, no one wants to be known as that. She's doing her own thing.
Yeah, there's a video I wanted to talk to you about. And when Spock gets back, he could cue it up. But it has to do with making money and how judgy people are. And I do feel like you and I will disagree on this, which is why I like it. Ah, yes, perfect. I'm going to send it to our group chat. Spock could call it up in a second. And you could chime in. 412, the letter C in our show, is not only our text, it's our phone number. Ciara used to be a man. Let's see.
But again, she does her own thing. She
Yeah.
doesn't live in Russell Wilson's shadow.
But
you know,
anytime someone's dating someone,
so she's doing her own thing. Mahomes' wife, good for her.
Anytime someone's dating someone that, and it doesn't need to be an athlete. If someone's dating a musician or a businessman, if one person makes enough money for the family and the other person wants to do a job that contributes but is like something they enjoy, like I'm amazed how people would criticize Patrick Mahomes' girl as if she needs to even work at all if she wants to.
Right.
Like
That's
there's
the
fucking
fact
money.
that's the stories is interesting in itself.
Let's see. Yeah, she's making miracle babies. Gonna have a little Patrick Mahomes superstar. Now,
Three generations of professional athletes coming soon.
All right. There's a video where it poses the question of getting handed something or earning something. And I'll play that for you in a second. Spot's not here. So in the meantime, let me cross a couple other things off my list. In the world of...
This goes along with what we said before, to be honest. Like, we're brainwashed by, like, catchy sayings. And therefore, we think they're true because it's what people have been telling you for years and years and years.
We all are victim of believing... You're right. Catchphrases, slogans...
Distance makes the heart grow fonder. Does it really? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. I don't know about that. You know, they need adjusting. And I think the video Rich is about to show you comes along the lines of the same thinking of...
Yeah, we've been told...
Yeah, I think we're brainwashed to think this.
We're brainwashed, and I'm glad you... I'm glad you even said that, because there's a part of me that thought you would choose the option I think is crazy. But before we get to that, because Spot has to cue up the video, in the world of told you so, because I'm not a told you so type of guy. I like to not be that because there's plenty of times I got things wrong. But do you remember the rapper Lil Uzi Vert?
Yeah.
Got like a $20 million jewel, like a diamond, like fucking in his head.
Yeah. I know what happened to it.
And you and I both, I think you and I both on the air said, yo, some motherfucker's going to go up to him and rip his jewel out of his head. And I was like, why would he do this? And he advertises that I got a $20 million diamond in my head. Someone's going to go up to him and be like, pull that shit out. And wouldn't you know it?
It happened.
It happened.
It happened.
Motherfucker got the diamond ripped out of his head.
According to him.
According to him.
That's the
diamond
story.
ripped out of his head.
I don't know how that was. Like stage diving or something?
Yeah, he was like with fans and doing
He
something.
said someone ripped it out of his head.
Someone ripped it out of his head.
Vision?
Guy got it ripped out of his head. Spot, I posted a video on our group chat. I want you to play it because I think, along with, like Covino said, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Like all these phrases and sayings we've known our whole life have brainwashed us to think a way where it's like, is that really the right thinking? Watch this video. It's from a motivational speaker I follow on TikTok. He's like a motivational, like, what do you call it, like rich dude that gives like advice. Mm-hmm. I thought it was pretty insightful. So Spot, when you get that queued up, play that bad boy.
Is that right?
Yeah, this is it.
No, I gotta fix.
That's him though.
I gotta fix your shots. Let me see.
That's fine. Ooh, this is
That's
nice. I like that.
No, that's not
that
it.
was fine.
No,
No, that's not it. That's it.
I have to adjust this, but that's okay.
That's fine
All right.
now.
No, it's not right, but I'll figure it out. All right, go. Oh wait.
Would you rather earn $20 million or get handed $100 million?
I'd rather earn my own 20 and be able to say that I did it myself. I don't like participation trophies.
I ask everybody this, and most people say earn, and I use it to convince people that we were programmed with this stupidity because you're now $80 million poorer. No one gives a that you earned it or didn't earn it. So
That's a
now
good
I
point.
ask you again, what would you do?
I'll take the 100 million. Why wouldn't I take the 100 million and turn it into 200 million and earn that?
We're taught wrong. Someone says money doesn't buy happiness. Yes, it does. If I just gave you $10 million, would you be happy?
Absolutely.
So who says it doesn't buy happiness? People are trying to say that to make you feel better by saying, well, money doesn't buy happiness, or I'm mad at you because you decided to take a chance and I didn't. Who cares if you got money? Money doesn't buy happiness. Yes, it does. Would you rather earn $20 million?
I mean, another
or get
thing we're
handed?
brainwashed to think. Money, I said
Well,
this.
there's a lot to that. I thought so many different things.
I said this recently.
I'm
Hold
not
on.
here to argue you.
I said this recently. I posted this in regards to, I forgot what. It was in regards to something in this wheelhouse. But money solves all problems except health and happiness.
Could solve health problems.
And it could not, because if you get the right doctors and treatment. But
Magic Johnson worked out all right.
The only thing that money really can't fix is your health and wellness and you can't buy someone's love. So you can't buy love and happiness, and you can't buy.
The Beatles said that.
You can't buy health. But and those are the two. Those are the great equalizers, because the richest person can't be like, well, I'm just going to buy happiness and I'm going to buy health. You can't buy those things. But besides that, we're taught to be like, money isn't happiness. Well, guess what? Daniel Tosh said it. Have you ever seen an unhappy guy on a jet ski?
True.
I mean, I'm not saying money makes everything right, because again, health and true love, right? Like your family and friends, everyone loving each other. You can't buy that. But you know what? Money on a day-to-day takes away every stressor that the rest of the world worries about. All the things that, like, if you have tens of millions of dollars, imagine how many times a day you think about, like,
imagine how many
this
tigers
bill,
you could buy.
that bill. Like, even this morning.
Think how many tigers and tiger t-shirts you could buy.
Unlimited. I could buy a tiger t-shirt company. Wow. Money is so... We're conditioned
Andrew
to be
says
like...
that clip is silly. Now, again, I thought about it too. I saw it yesterday. Spot, play one more time. One more time. Let's take close listen to what this guy says.
We're conditioned wrong, because like we like
Are we? Or let's think about it again.
We do this stupid thing where we're like...
But is the working man a sucker? I
the
don't
working
think so.
man is a sucker, and you know what?
Just because why? Just because they said it in a Bronx Tale?
No, the working man's a sucker, and you're convinced.
I don't know about that.
You're convinced, like my father-in-law, Sarah's stepdad, is the typical guy that was taught his whole life, like, put your head down and work hard and do this. And he doesn't invest. He doesn't do anything. He just makes the money that the company he works for paid him. And like, that'll give you the life that I'm going to have. Because you're taught that like, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, just work hard and that's going to pay off. We've been conditioned for generations to be like, money can't buy everything. It can buy everything except longevity in life. And
or maybe you're enamored and being glamored by this guy and his fucking convincing ways.
Adam says it best. Money is freedom.
Let me explain.
Money gives you every freedom in the world.
When I saw this clip, I was like, oh, well, he makes a decent point. But the other guy folded real quick, according to the edit. Right? He's like, oh, yeah, well, I can earn the... Right. But there's other ways to combat this.
Well,
it's
Andrew, tell me how it's not true.
Okay, all right, I'll give you an example. He said people aren't going to judge you, or they're not going to know. It's not going to make a difference. Dan Bilzerian won all that money, right?
Yeah.
And was always criticized for it. That was the first thing people wanted to bring up anytime they spoke of his fortunes.
Yeah, but he doesn't care. And no one cares. No one really cares.
But
millions of people didn't.
But people will always call you out on like, well, you really didn't work hard for it.
The Kardashians
are
a billion-dollar empire.
But they're always criticized because they didn't earn it.
They earned every fucking
didn't earn it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah,
right?
But the old-fashioned way is the lame way. If I said here, if I said Covino,
is it really that lame to have pride and working hard?
If I said Covino
and earning it, quote unquote.
If I told you, Covino, here's $100 million, or over the next 5 years, things are going to go all your way, and you're going to get a $20 million contract at fucking CBS. What are you taking?
It depends.
Well, how does it depend?
I'm giving you a fucking flip side. Ready? You could pay someone to build your deck. Ta-da! Right? And no, it looks great. That's cool.
Yeah.
But the amount of the level of pride that Brandon Ellenberger has on the fact that he worked hard to do it himself.
He's only proud because he saved money.
Yeah, but there's a pride in it.
There's a pride in doing it yourself because you saved money by not having someone else do it.
Saving the money, it all comes back to money.
There's no pride in doing things on your own.
Yeah, because you saved money by not paying someone else to do it.
Why do people?
My hard work led to this. There's a pride that you don't get that you're completely dismissing in the other argument.
When people go back to their favorite conversation in Covino Rich history, which is getting your oil changed.
Dude, why do men sit like this and stare at and gloat at their front lawn after they finish mowing it? Why do dads do that?
I do that after my landscaper does it. I'm like, great job.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
No, it is the same
it's not
job.
the same.
It's
Rich stands there in his Jeepers and says,
so you're dismissing. I feel like that guy, according to that, he folded. There's so many ways to speculate.
But hold on. You cut me off. What was I saying? It was a brilliant point.
Pride is money.
Brilliant. All right, Donald Trump.
Oh,
it was my point was the greatest.
It was bigly brilliant, the most brilliant.
I have the best idea.
So look at
a great point. I have the best points.
Look at the conversation that people love. Oil changes.
They're the best.
Oral can. Where's my Tin Man's flippers?
The worst shoes ever.
Why, when people have that conversation about Rich doesn't change his own oil, this person doesn't change their own oil, you know what it comes down to? Because they think they're saving money by doing it themselves.
Or they take pride in it.
No one takes pride in changing their own oil.
We're debating. We were talking to a guy who really doesn't understand what being prideful means. Every conversation always comes back to you're like, I don't care about that.
Why'd you hesitate?
Why did I hesitate? What?
When I said to you, Covino, I'll either give you $100 million right now.
Because I liked the response of, okay, well, I'll take the $100 million and I'll earn it to $200 million. No,
but when I just asked you, Covino, I'll give you $100 million right now, or our career gets you a $20 million contract like 2 years from now.
Because that doesn't fulfill me. I'm not doing this for the money. I do it because I love it. So you're dismissing all of those things in this story. Like, all right, that's cool. Like, I got $100 million now. Now what do I do? Like, I want to get paid and win and do
anything
this.
you want.
Yeah, I want to do this.
Money would make me happy. That's from Kristen.
I'm not saying it wouldn't make me happy.
But you can do
but
this.
there's more of an argument on the flip side than what Rich is saying.
You can do this and not worry about the money.
Rich is glamored by what this guy is saying.
You could do this and on the first of the month. No, you don't have to look at. You don't have to look at our. You wouldn't have to look at our Patreon thing. You wouldn't have to look at your SiriusXM paycheck. You wouldn't have to add these things up and be like, all right, this is good. Like,
all right, let me ask you this.
Yeah,
the guy who do you respect more, and who has more pride, and who's more of a stand-up fella? The fucking kid that was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. That fucking
is it
inherited
Rick
dad's. That inherited it's Alfonso Ribeiro. The guy that just stepped into a fucking lavish lifestyle and did nothing to earn it?
Yeah,
or the guy that earned it?
Doesn't matter.
There's a difference.
It doesn't matter because
he
you're
still lives
saying that.
It
still doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because the life they're living, life they're living affects you in no way. They still live that great life.
You know why? Like, if
there's a sense of establishment that they don't have.
Like, go back to like Dan Bilzerian for a second, right?
Yeah.
The annoying thing about him is not that he has money and then he got it by winning.
Gambling.
Winning. The annoying thing is that he flaunts it with hot bitches and private jets and big parties and guns. I think if you got the money but you were modest about it, I don't think people would think any less of you. I think it's the people that flaunt their wealth.
Agreed, Spot.
That is what people roll their eyes at. I think getting the money.
Why have wealth if you're not going to fucking do anything with it?
But getting the money and saying, okay, I'm going to be smart with this. Don't turn around and buy a $50 million mansion. Then you become smart with your money, and then you let your money grow, and then maybe you become philanthropic, and then there's things you can do with money that don't necessarily equate to being an eye roll.
Let's hear it one more time.
We as Americans have been convinced to be happy that we aren't well off. That's Jason.
Exactly.
We're convinced that work hard, keep working hard. Like worker bee. I mean, to answer anything other than take the $100 million is conditional stupidity.
But you're dismissing a major part of this.
To middle of nowhere,
what is more prideful? Spot. What do you take more pride in? Some fucking a photo you bought at Home Goods, or the one you took on the wall on your own camera?
That's art. It's different.
That's art.
It's not. It's still you. It's something you earned. You did, as opposed to that's just some shit I did nothing for. You're dismissing that part of the story.
I'm having a hard time.
How could you're dismissing it?
I built.
It doesn't make it true just because you dismiss it.
Mini speaker stands for my desk at home because I looked up speaker stands for my desk and they were all $100, even small ones. And I'm like, I can't find a cheap one. I cannot find cheap speaker stands for the life of me. So you know what I did? I went out and I bought them and I built them myself. And I was proud of them. You know why? Because they got the job done. But I was proud of them because I saved money and I built them myself.
But you know what Spot rather do?
You know what I would have rather done? If I could have found a $10 pair of awesome dope looking speaker risers, I would have bought those.
Let's hear the clip one more time.
Play it one more time.
Hang on.
Keep working hard and neglect your family and kids. But don't worry, you earned it.
Would you rather earn $20 million or get handed $100 million?
I'd rather earn my own 20 and be able to say that I did it myself. I don't like participation trophies. I ask everybody this, and most people say earn, and I use it to convince people that we were programmed with this stupidity because you're now $80 million poorer. No one gives a
that you earned it or didn't earn it. So now I ask you again, what would you do?
I'll take the 100 million. Why wouldn't I take the 100 million and turn it into 200 million and earn that?
We're taught wrong. Someone says money doesn't buy happiness. Yes, it does. If I just gave you $10 million, would you be happy?
Absolutely.
So who says it doesn't buy happiness? People are trying to say that to make you feel better by saying, well, money doesn't buy happiness, or I'm mad at you because you decided to take a chance and I didn't. Who cares if you got money? Money doesn't buy happiness. Yes, it does. Would you rather earn $20 million
I'd take $100 million.
or get handed
I'd
out?
also be pretty
I'd
stoked
rather
to
earn my own
have earned
20
my own $20 million.
But that's not the question. It's not both. It's one or the other.
I also think the phrase, if we want to pick apart the phrase, money doesn't buy happiness, I do agree with that. Money can buy a lot of things. It's not going to change your mood. Like Covino, $10 million isn't going to make your panic attacks go away because happiness.
Right.
They might because the source of his panic attack spot are the deck in his deck in his condo, his ex-wife hounding him for something,
so
or
it'll
this
make
or that.
it'll make panic disorder has nothing to do. There's triggers to it, but it's still a disorder that's not going to go away regardless of money. Having money.
He would stress about what to spend his millions on.
He would find other stressors in his life. He's a worrywart, as we learned from his childhood.
That's what he's diagnosed with, right?
Worrywart.
Yeah, you're a worrywart.
Money.
I had one on my thumb. I got it.
Money just allows you to do more things, but it's not going to change your mood.
Money buys you freedom.
Yes, it
buys you freedom.
It's no different than getting a high off something. You're going to get high off the fact that you have $10 million in the bank, but then it's like going on vacation.
But where's the sense
Once
of
everything settles, so
you're saying money buys you accomplishments.
Money buys
the sense of accomplishment. Where's the sense of accomplishment?
This whole sense of
it's a great
this whole sense of
but it's a
thing.
great question to fucking have asked that guy. What about the sense of accomplishment?
Pride doesn't pay the bills or do any of that stuff. Pride is just something like pride's a.
Why do people climb mountains and do things and challenge themselves? They need that. So what you're saying in other words is why climb to Mount Everest when I could be helicoptered and dropped off right there?
I have a question.
For the sense of accomplishment.
It's a hobby.
You're missing the whole side. And just because you're saying you're fucking buying into this fast-talking, convincing guy,
money buys peace of mind.
You're dismissing, you're completely, and so is this jagoff who you're admiring, you're dismissing a whole portion of this conversation. Okay, so I'll give you an example. People love here's what I tell people like you, jerk off. If I said, hey, I'll drop you on top of Mount Everest, or you could climb it and feel that sense of accomplishment, what would you rather take? Well, I would take the helicopter. Well, that's what people say, but let me tell you the other side of the story. Where's your sense of accomplishment? Why do you think people are climbing up and dying?
I'd probably want to be dropped by a helicopter.
Why do people do it?
I'd probably want to see it,
people
but not want to go through the hard work.
People still fucking fly up there if they wanted to. So where's the sense of accomplishment? I would just say it just for the sake of conversation and debate. I'm not saying I'm right, but why are you insisting that this guy's right?
Two things.
Why are you so enamored by
I wrote
this
down
guy?
2 points I want you to give me your thought on.
But who are you trying to prove? In the end,
Because
the race is long and it's only with yourself.
It doesn't fulfill. Money's not. If you say money doesn't buy you happiness, buy you love, does money buy you fulfillment?
So
yes,
it's only for yourself. Like I don't think people are. If you have $1 million,
what's wrong with that?
No one cares about the source of your money as long as you have it.
Yeah, that's one of the points I wrote down. Spot.
You're dismissing. I'm just giving you another thing to think about, which you don't even.
Do you think
you're not even
I have
acknowledging?
a question. When you walk down the street here, if you're in Woodland Hills, Calabasas, Studio City, and you're walking down these nice streets, and you're like, oh, all these that's $1 million house, $2 million, that's a $3 million house, $2 million house, $1 million house. Are you like, I wonder if they earned their money or were handed the money? Like, does that even cross your mind? You're like, no, they just live in nice houses.
Rich. Let's say I had.
No, it does cross my mind actually. Because I assume most of these people probably inherited that.
Let's say I had known.
In my mind, it's just like I look at it, I'm like, it's just a nice house. It doesn't matter how you get it. And then my second question spot.
Rich, hold on. Let's say I had known that a majority of ammonia is used in fertilizer, and I had won $1 million, and I said, okay, I'm going to buy the house next to Rich, and someone's walking down the street. This guy got this house because he won it on a game show. This guy spent his entire career in radio. Does it matter, or do we both have nice houses next to each other?
Exactly.
It matters.
To whom?
To who?
The person living in the house?
You would say Spot took a shook?
Matters to me.
It matters to my neighbor, or
matters
does it
to no one?
Does it put you in different places? Does it put you in different places? No. Does it change the story?
Because
yes.
no one gives a shit about the source
Dude,
of money.
You should be the first person that's like, all right, Covino, me, and Spot.
Look at the three of us.
I feel like you're glamored by a fast-talking fucking guy with quick edits.
I work my ass off and have way less money than the two of you. So what does that mean? Nothing.
You took a different career path. I was going to say your argument, Spot, could be you went to a way better college for journalism than Covino, but he's the host of the show, and you
Exactly.
like Covino and I are in the same exact place, but I went to a prestigious broadcasting college.
Answer
it
my
doesn't
question.
matter.
It does matter. Answer my question, fast talking slick guy with your fast edits. Great argument.
By the way,
I'm
they
not downplaying that.
I can tell
Answer
based
my
on
question.
the edits, they skipped a ton
Does
of like banter back
money
and forth.
buy you accomplishment? Does money buy you fulfillment?
I have a question.
No, you're not
Oh, yeah,
answering
yes, it
me.
does. To me, it does. It does.
Okay,
It
it
does.
buys you fulfillment.
Yeah, fulfillment for
Okay.
sure.
Sure it does.
For sure.
Sure,
All
it
right, I have
does.
a question.
Money buys you fulfillment. It's a saying. Everybody said that. It's a saying. It's got to be true. No one's ever said that because it's not true.
Money doesn't buy you fulfillment?
It doesn't buy you the feeling of accomplishment. That's why
All right.
people take pride in things.
That's ridiculous. You're brainwashed.
Okay, I'm brainwashed.
All right.
Or people have different things that fulfill them.
All right.
And things that motivate them.
Here's the thought. If you look at the stock market right now, if you put your life savings into one of Dougie Fresh's poppers, and let's say you got into some stock for $2. Let's say you were one of the people that bought AMC when it was like $2. Or let's say some kid bought Dogecoin when it was a fucking penny. And then he sold it.
0.0000005 cents.
Some kid bought $5,000 worth of Dogecoin when it was 0.0001 cent. And then he sold it the day Elon Musk was on SNL when it was like 70 cents. And that kid made $10 million. You don't like.
He's smart with his money. Yeah.
He didn't earn it.
Hey,
He
bro,
made one dumb mistake.
I'm not
he made
saying
one
this
good.
guy's wrong. What I'm saying is there's
now-
holes in the argument, and there's other ways to think
there's
about
a
it
hole.
that you are not acknowledging, nor did he in this quick video.
You're not acknowledging something ridiculous. The guy did nothing skillful or prideful to earn that money. He invested in a dog cryptocurrency, and he got lucky. The same way if Spot won $1 million on Millionaire. So where do you, Steve Covino, who was talking about the pride and hard work,
but you can't not have.
But how do you
can't
equate
discuss
that?
this and just leave that out of the conversation?
But how do you leave that out of the conversation?
I'm
Now,
not. That's the point. That's the point he's making. It's the same thing.
All right, I'm going to give you two scenarios. Compare them to me, and then we'll be done with this.
Yeah.
Scenario
I don't
one.
necessarily disagree with the guy. I take $100 million.
Scenario one.
But there are other things to speculate.
All right, scenario one.
Right.
Man makes $200,000 for 20 years, right? $200,000 for 20 years, that equals $4 million, right? Now, the guy that works at his company doing sales, a couple $100,000 a year for a good chunk of his career, has a nice upper middle class house, has a nice family, everything. $4 million. Some bozo goes on a game show or gets a crypto tip from someone and turns 10 grand into $4 million in a week because he bet on, he fucking put all his money on Cardano when it was $1, when it was under $1. You are talking about pride and hard work. There's no hard work or pride there.
What's
it really
wrong
is
with that,
luck.
though?
No, but
But what's wrong with pride and hard work?
You're okay with luck, though.
Yeah.
Isn't
I'm
that
okay with it.
contradicting?
No, I'm okay with it either way. I'm okay with what the guy said too. But it doesn't make it doesn't
Your
eliminate
stance on luck is interesting.
it
then.
doesn't eliminate another aspect of this story. It just
No, but
doesn't.
what I'm saying is,
if
you're discounting, like, where does luck? I'm not saying this is your theory,
Mm-hmm.
but explain to me if you're saying being given money gives you no pride, earning the money gives you a really high sense of pride, right?
Or accomplishment.
Or accomplishment.
We
Where does
acknowledge-
hold on, Spot? Where does luck then for Steve Covino fall into this? Because if I were to tell you, Covino, Doug hit me up.
Yeah.
Put like 5 or 10 G's in such and such, and it went up
wish you
10
did that.
times. And all of a sudden you're like, yo, bro, I made $2 million.
I don't look down on it.
But
I don't look down on it.
but it's luck.
But
It's
that
not.
guy,
You didn't earn that.
I don't look down on it.
But you didn't earn it.
I think that guy did his due diligence with his
No,
money.
he didn't. He listened to his buddy's stock tip.
Well, then he made the right move.
No, but so
But
where
it's not
does
the
where's
same.
luck for you?
It's not. It's still not the same.
So would you, when you showed people your house, you'd be like,
Yeah.
I bought this house because I was lucky.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't have the same pride in it. this is not my hard work. It's a stock tip.
You could argue there's.
I bought this house with Dogecoin. Oh!
I mean, you could argue that there's some luck involved with where you are now and your money.
I didn't
getting
say.
earned.
Hold on,
You know how many
Rich's-
people try and get in radio?
But Rich's
and don't
argument's
have
ass
success
because he's saying that I think you should have shame in that. I never once said you should have shame in that. You're saying that you shouldn't have pride in accomplishment. Like there's no value to that. I never said you should take your luck and your fortune and be shameful of that. I never said that once. So like shove it up your ass. I never said that.
Don't you think I want to live in a world where I don't buy $9 shoes?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
my question is, if you had $10 million, $100 million, would you buy shoes?
Once again, I feel like you're arguing two different points. Of course, you're going to have pride with anything you do on your own. But if you don't have to do something on your own, wouldn't you rather go that route?
Yo, I thought about this the other day. Sarah went to a concert at the Hollywood Bowl.
John Williams.
Right?
I don't know. Ask Jackie Chan. You know what Jackie Chan did?
Leave me alone.
Jackie Chan said it's the most Asian shit that Asian people have ever heard. He's not leaving any of his fortune to his kid.
That's insane.
It's like worth $400 million or something
That's
like that.
stupid.
And he's donating it to charity. You know why? He's like, I want my kid to earn his own shit. Because that power of broke
Terrible father.
is what made Jackie Chan. It is a terrible thing. But
Terrible
that
dad.
it's the opposite line of thinking where, no, I worked hard because I came from nothing, and that's what motivated me to accomplish. I want you to accomplish.
I do.
Because the guy that's handed shit, most of the times is not going to accomplish
hold
anything.
on. I have two quick stories.
Twinkie?
I'm just giving, look, do I give a fuck? No. You're dismissing a whole other angle.
TikTok, motherfucker.
And just because you're like, it doesn't matter, doesn't mean you dismiss it. So what is Jackie Chan, why is he doing that for his son? Because he hates his son?
Yeah.
That's why.
To not set up your children.
I mean, I think it sucks too. But I mean, why is he really doing it is what I'm asking.
I don't know.
Because Jackie Chan knows there's something in working hard. There's something about pursuing your own goals when things are handed too easy.
I saw,
why is Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. a fucking chump? Because he has no fight. He didn't have to fight for it. His dad did all the fighting
That's
for
also
him.
like, some people don't want to fight. Why would you want to fight if you don't have
meaning
to?
for what you
I know, but I'm
have.
saying like, why? All right. So the other day, Sarah went to the Hollywood Bowl. She went to go to a concert. There's two factors in this story. I'm sorry, what?
Did she roll any strikes?
Yeah. Hold on. Andrew Hart makes a good point for once. Just kidding. All I'm saying is,
what do you say?
There isn't only one good choice here. And that guy, because he's coming from a power position of cool edits and talking fast, leads you to believe there's only one way to think about this. There's only one way. No, there's not.
Well, it's a typical hypothetical, and I don't want you being the guy that's like, well, what about a third choice? It's like,
But
no,
there's
the answer
other
question
ways to think
but
about
the
it.
question is
And
simple.
I'm not disagreeing with him, but let's not dismiss, or else there's no conversation.
Okay, I get it, but don't be the guy that takes a hypothetical and says, well, what about the third option? It's like, no, he asked
I
you, would
think
you
there's-
rather $20 million earned or $100 given to you? And the answer is $100 million given to you.
But there is value in the other option
Agreed.
to speculate.
Agreed.
And there's no speculation in that clip.
how about this? I'd rather earn $20 million than be given $20 million. But you're talking about an $80 million difference, and that's just stupid.
Okay.
If you told me, hey, Rich, would you rather earn $20 million over the next 5 years or just be given it? I'd say, I'd rather earn it. I'll take it. I'd rather earn it. But you know what?
I'll take any money.
If you're giving me if you said $25 million instead of 20, I'd say I'd take it. Let's see.
So you would, even if you continued working, you would say, I would rather, like, it's not like saying you have to stop working if you take the money. You would turn down $20 million. You would turn down $20 million.
I'm not turning down anything.
But I'm saying, if someone offered to give you $20 million and you said, oh, no, I'm going to go work
Oh, no,
for
no.
it.
I'm saying if someone gave me the hypothetical of, do you rather earn $20 million or be given $20
Even
million?
money, yeah.
I'd say I'd rather earn it.
Why? Because it would mean that you were making.
No, because it's the same amount of money. Like if you it's the same amount of money.
I feel like it's kind of the same hypothetical though. Like,
no, it's
I'm
not like
gonna
it's
give
not
you
one-
money.
it's
That
not-
guy made it clear. Is like,
I'm
you
gonna
just
give
turned
you
down
money
an
to do
$80 million
nothing.
No, I'm not.
profit.
Spot. I'm not saying.
but I'm still giving you $20 million is a lot of money.
No, I'm saying at the end of the day, if you told me,
So you would say,
wasn't
I
given
want to
a-
wait.
no,
I want to wait
wasn't-
5 years to earn money.
No, I wasn't given a choice. If you just told me what would I rather, if you told me in 5 years from now, like I would get a $20 million contract on the table versus a $20 million just check for nothing, I think if it's the same amount of money and you're doing the work anyway, you want to earn it. But this is a $80 million difference, and it's crazy to say.
You're muddling the hypothetical now.
I'm not muddling the hypothetical at all. By the way, Sarah went to a concert at the Hollywood Bowl, which I've never been to. I was supposed to go to the concert, couldn't figure it out. So, two things. Number one, she was like, how should I get there? You talk about money not mattering. If money didn't matter.
I never said money didn't matter.
No,
Not
but
once.
what I'm saying is like
Hold on,
like
words in my mouth. Horrible. Don't ever listen to what he says. He
all right,
just
well,
totally
if
re-angled the
money
conversation.
doesn't buy
I never
happy-
said
I
money
said-
doesn't matter.
I said
Not
money.
once.
I said money makes life easy.
I agree.
Then you just say, well, then get
Okay,
a
so go
fucking
ahead.
limo there.
Right.
You know, instead of driving, paying parking, have to be careful what you're drinking because you have to drive home. Just take a limo there. Take a car service there. That's factor one. Factor two.
What did I just see? I just watched
If
something
I've had a lot of money.
where they did that.
If I had a lot of money, then I'd be like, all right, let's have like a nanny on standby so that I could go to the concert too.
That's called a babysitter. You just need that.
Nanny? No, it's Nanny on Standby.
Nanny on standby. That's my new show spot. I'm pitching to TLC.
It's called the babysitter, Rich. Most people have like someone they can just say, "Hey,
So you
babysitter."
you would have a babysitter come over here with Emmy and Ben for the first time without ever meeting them or anything.
Well, I mean, usually people plan ahead for that.
What do you mean?
They don't just say last minute. Like, now it's time to start finding a babysitter that you can rely on.
But
You got me thinking so many things, man.
But I'm saying, like,
you got my
you
mind
don't
going a
just
million different
blindly
directions.
be like, "Hey,
what about
babysitter."
what about the
Well, no,
study
but
that
you-
we explored here on the show,
Yeah.
right? And the study was
Did you buy the tickets that day?
Even John Taffer, we talked about it with him and other business owners, and it was something about the third generation always fucking fails with the company or something like that, right?
there's also a catchy little thing
Because
going
they
on
didn't
social
work,
media.
they don't have the fucking like pride in it. They don't work hard, and they have no sense of accomplishment. They don't give a fuck. Like, and that's what happens when things are handed to people. So, like, you can't dismiss that just because this guy said so. There was like a study done where it was like third generation always fucks up the company like 60% of the time or something like that because they have no work ethic.
Right.
They were handed shit. When you're handed shit, things happen.
It goes down significantly by generation.
So my thinking here to this guy, if I had a chance to talk to this guy, would be like, well, what do you say to that? When you're handed shit, you don't have the same level of pride in it. What's the outcome there? You just sit around with your fucking money and do what?
Things that cost money.
There's other things to think about. That's all I'm saying. Would I take $100 million? Fuck yes. But
on
I'll
that
agree
note,
on that.
we'll see you guys tomorrow.
What are we trying out? And by the way, an announcement. Not like a major announcement, but a cool announcement on Thursday.
Pretty cool announcement. I'd say pretty cool announcement.
Your feedback continues at Covino and Rich. Thank you guys for being here on our Patreon. Merchandise should be arriving any minute now, right? Shop.covinoandrich.com. New merch at the store, covinoandrich.com. We'll check all the feedback. Thanks for playing along at home. We were live yesterday. If you missed our show, you didn't get an update. We were live yesterday on Labor Day, so check it out. Hope you enjoyed your extended weekend.
Happy
and
Rosh Hashanah.
yeah, enjoy Bachelor in Paradise tonight. See what happens. See the aftermath. We discussed it when you lead people on.
And if you want to learn something but also be depressed, that 9/11 documentary on
Yeah, I'll check
Netflix
that
is a good watch.
And tomorrow, we're gonna test some shit out.
Tomorrow, I do want to try. I mean, I want to be careful with it because people are saying it's
For
it could,
effect,
get-
should I
it
not
can-
like Q-tip my ears?
Yeah, no, I'm not. Why would you do that before this?
Yeah. Well, so why do people clean their house before the cleaning lady comes? Why do people
Yeah.
brush their teeth before the
the ear
dentist?
cleaning system. Yeah, it's like a little bucket. You
Why
put
do I
under
wipe
your
my ass
ear.
before I go in the shower?
Yeah.
You just do those things.
I've never done this, but I've always thought that this would be the option. Have you ever been stuck without toilet paper and said,
That's when you
I guess my
when you do the waffle stomp.
"What's the waffle stomp?"
Oh, what's the
When
waffle
people
stomp?
push their poop down the drain of a bathtub, that's disgusting.
I mean, that's so I've heard. I've never
No, but
done
I'm
it.
saying, what if you were on the,
The
toilet?
waffle
What if you're on the
stomp.
toilet?
Why
Like-
do the two of you know that so well?
I guess
The
I've heard him
waffle
say it
stomp.
before. Have you ever been on the toilet and said, if I didn't have toilet paper, I guess my last option would be to take my pants off and go wash my ass in the shower?
How do you let
like,
your
is that
life
the
get
option,
to the
right?
point that you don't have toilet paper?
Yeah,
See, if you had money, you'd have an abundance of toilet paper.
You know what? Money buys you fucking happiness and toilet paper.
If you
there it is.
If you had endless money, you could be like, Joffrey, toilet paper.
You wipe your ass with fucking socks because you got a pair of socks for every day of the year. That was your goal.
Yeah.
Remember your goal when we started this all out?
Yeah, it's
Rich
true.
wanted to buy a new pair of socks for every day of the year.
And you know what? Nowadays,
Won't even buy a pair of fucking
Nowadays,
sneakers.
I don't
but
even wear socks.
Yeah, he doesn't even wear socks.
I know.
Gross.
All right. Well, listen.
I mean, it's his house. I never wore socks in my house.
It's also summertime still.
Summer's on, guys. Summer's on.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye.